What's up, guys? It's me, Alan. I am back with another live stream, and I am here tonight to live react to the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series Martinsville Spring Race. I decided, I had so much fun live streaming last week, with with WrestleMania and whatnot, and I figured, you know what, I'll come back, do another live stream tonight. I had the ability to do so here I am. And yeah, let's have some fun. So, the race itself is starting a little bit later due to Mother Nature being a bitch. But the race should be getting going soon. Drivers are supposed to be to their cars by 8:15 Eastern, with the command to start around 8:20, 8:25 ish or so Eastern. So in the meantime, I'll go ahead get things tweeted out and whatnot, and we'll get going, shall we? Whew. How y'all doing tonight? Hope y'all are doing well. Check the pinned comment in the chat room. But of course, as always, make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. And also make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping. Orders of $20 or more at Circuit Diecast. As always, of course, also have to make clear. I can't actually show live footage due to um, you know copyright. Hi, Sebastian. Right now, it's not raining over there. So there's that. Hi, Kenzie. And Roy, I'm sorry to hear that. I offer you my condolences at this time. Anywho, no problem, Sebastian. Like I said, I mean, I'm going off of Twitter and stuff, but as far as the race goes, it should be getting going soon. Provided Mother Nature doesn't do Mother Nature type things again. Anyway. All right, so that's out of the way. Anywho. Yeah, Chase, there's a chance. There's always a chance. Kenzie, that's a different discussion for a different day, but moving on. Don't mind that. But anyway, so yeah, Cup Series race tonight. Again, starting a bit later than it normally would, or than it was supposed to tonight, due to Mother Nature doing Mother Nature things. But that being said, still wanted to come on. I just decided to wait a little bit until things got closer to when it's supposed to start at the very least. Um, as far as but as far as the race goes, as mentioned, Chase Elliott is on the pole. Todd Gillan made it to the final round of qualifying. That actually caught me by surprise. But it's something you do like to see because for Todd and for Furniture Row and all of that. And yeah, so congrats to him. He'll be starting 10th. But anyway, um, now, if you look at the thumbnail of the stream, you'll notice in the top right corner what is there. And I want to take a moment to offer my condolences to the family of Dwayne Haskins. Earlier today, when I got home from work today, I jumped on Twitter and I saw that earlier today he had been struck and killed by a car while on the highway. Some people are saying it was a car, some people are saying it was a dump truck, something like that. Either way, he unfortunately passed away at a very young age of only 24 years old. Say what you want to say about Dwayne and his football career, especially in the NFL. Obviously, a lot of people clowned him for his shenanigans in Washington, which is well known. But the thing is that he's still human, and we, as humans, we all make mistakes. And I think with him being in Pittsburgh, it honestly seemed like things were maybe potentially we're going to turn around. As I hit my mic on accident, don't want to do that. But for Haskins, it kind of felt like with Pittsburgh would be a second chance for him, and he was going and he would potentially turn things around. Was he ever going to be a starter in the league at this point? I don't think so, but I feel like he could have very well be a serviceable backup and whatnot. But even still, it really sucks to see someone's life get taken away so soon like that. And again, he was only 24 years old. Like, he had so much life left ahead of him to where, and it fucking sucks. Like, it just really sucks to see him go so soon. And like I said, I offer my condolences to his family and his friends. I want to read this tweet though that his Steelers teammate Chase Claypool posted earlier, because it really says a lot in a way. If I can find it real quick. I know I retweeted it earlier. Where is it? There it is. So Chase tweeted out earlier, "I spent your final moments with you, and I can't help but think about how selfless you were in those moments. All you cared about was making sure that everyone around you was okay, and I can't thank you enough for that. You are what I strive to be." That right there, that hits you deep. And again, like I said, just gone way, way, way too soon. Again, 24 years old. Like, I'll be 21 in October. The dude was only 3 years older, give or take, than me. And actually, he was supposed his birthday was next month. He was gonna turn 25 in May. So, like, it legitimately fucking sucks to see Dwayne Haskins go out like that. And as I said, prayers and condolences out to his family. And yeah, that's really all I have to say on that. But anyway, with all that being said, the race set to be getting to go underway soon. With drivers getting into their cars. If you haven't seen the Xfinity Series race review I did last night, please go check it out later tonight or after the stream or when you have a moment. I'd really appreciate it, because that's I think that's my most watched race review ever. And also it was so fun to do. They're about to do the command to fire engines here. And what's cool is, yeah, Wit. The things you love to see. So that's Whit Blattner. I actually know him from Twitter. I think he won the opportunity to do that, I think through Blue Emu or something. Great job on the command there, bro. Good job, man. Congrats. That's awesome, bro. That is awesome. Congrats to my man Witt. You looked like you looked like I mean, I gotta say, he did a fucking amazing job with that. That was awesome. um, but anywho, whew, um, but yeah, so as I said, race about to get started. Normally this race for the spring race is 500 laps. Tonight it's 400. They've lowered it, which honestly I think is a smart idea. Yes, it's a short track, and the laps do tend to go by pretty quickly, but still it kind of invokes a little more urgency. And a bit of a shorter race, but still fun nonetheless. And yeah, so um yeah. But yeah, regarding the Xfinity race last night, like I said, if you haven't seen the review, go ahead, go check that out. Over 400 views, which is amazing. My race reviews don't normally get that much attention, but I think it has more so to do with the thumbnail and what happened, the whole Sam Mayer Ty Gibbs fight, which was that was awesome. Once again, you don't leave your helmet on if you're gonna fight somebody after a NASCAR race. You just don't. You look like a bitch for keeping your helmet on when you going to fight somebody. Like Ty should have learned from Jeff Gordon at Bristol years ago when he had that moment with Matt Kenseth on pit road. You don't do that. If one of them if one of them's got the helmet off, you got to take your helmet off too. Like it's bad. And on top of that, you don't go shoving the guy and then walking away acting like nothing's gonna happen. Like, bruh. um, but anywho, with that said, another thing I want to mention, congrats to WWE's Alexa Bliss, otherwise known as Lexi Kaufman. She got married today with her now husband, Ryan Cabrera, which is freaking awesome. Congrats to them. Also, Carmella and Corey Graves got married earlier in the week. So 2 marriages within WWE in 1 week. You love to see it. But anyway, tonight, of course, if you're watching the race on FS1, Mike or on Fox, Mike Joy, Jack and and Clip Boyer in the booth. Of course, you have me here. So hope y'all enjoy the stream. And yeah, it should be a fun time tonight. Way I see it. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun race. I feel like again a little bit more urgent. And the big question going in here would be who wins, obviously, but more importantly, who potentially gets their first win. Now Chase Elliott's on the pole, so there's a good chance that he could win here. He usually runs well at Martinsville. He's won at Martinsville before. We all remember he got robbed of a win by Denny Hamlin, years ago, short track racing. But the thing is, it would be a big deal for Chase Elliott to win because he's not won on ovals. He hasn't won on an oval in a while. Like he's usually been winning it at road courses, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to start winning at ovals again. You got to figure that one out. And yeah, so we'll have to see what happens. Excuse me. Nobody to the rear of the field to start this race off. The only little discrepancy as we get into the race is AJ Allmendinger has a pass-through penalty for failing tech inspection earlier in the week 3 times, so which is why he did not get to qualify early in the week. And they are re-showing the Ty Gibbs Sam Mayer fight. This is crazy. Like again, Ty, he kept his helmet on for starters. He shoved Sam first, and Sam went, came back in because like obviously you would. Also, by the way, a NASCAR official actually got hurt in this whole mess. And the thing with that is, I believe the thing that people were mentioning was that like Ty was had shoved past an official to get to Sam, So, again, it's look, I don't know what NASCAR is going to do in terms of penalties for that. Personally, I feel like it's a boys have at it kind of thing. I would not expect, I don't think Sam should be, fined or anything. Because again, he was again, Ty went after him first. He instigated it. So you don't pin that on Sam, especially considering the fact that he didn't really get much of a chance. He did try to defend himself. Like Ty got in a few swings, he connected. You could tell in the post race interview with Sam or the interview that Bob Hawkers posted with Sam, where that he interviewed Sam to his Twitter, in which that you could tell that Sam was going to end up with a swollen eye, taking a punch to the face, or a few actually. So you pin that more on Ty than you do on Sam because Sam was just defending himself. Now they did meet with NASCAR in the hauler, and apparently are on the same page. But if you're Ty Gibbs, if you're NASCAR and you look at Ty Gibbs here, what do you do in this situation? Because from what Ty has shown on the racetrack, he can dish it, but he can't take it. He can't take it when he gets confronted. Like what I mean is like look at you have the whole thing with John Hunter Nemechek from last week, Sam last night. There's been other incidents before, here and there. It's one of those things where Ty he races out there with like I don't want to say necessarily entitlement, but it feels a little bit like that. And it's like he expects people to take it from him, but it's almost like he doesn't expect to take to get it back. And when he does, like last night, he responds in such a way where he tries to make himself look empathetic. Bro, you're a fucking, to use a wrestling term, you're a fucking heel, dude. You are a fucking heel when it comes to NASCAR. And it's just not how that works. You can't go trying to make yourself look empathetic in situations like that when, the footage is crystal clear, bro. We can see what happened. We know what happened. So I will definitely be interested to see what NASCAR decides to do. If there are any penalties that come out of this, that will be announced later in the week, probably by like Tuesday. So we'll see what happens. I think if you're to put me in that position, I would not fine Sam Mayer because again, he took punches to the face. He defended himself. He didn't do anything wrong. If you're Ty, I personally would. I think a fine should, there should be a bit of a fine. Granted, he was already going to go to the hauler anyway because at the end of stage, during stage one, NASCAR said, asked for him to go to the hauler after the race because he didn't slow down during one of the cautions. So there was that. If you're Ty, you have to basically get into him like, bro, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep acting like this. If you're you got to race with a little more a little more respect. And I get it. He's young and all, but still. And I think in the end there should be at least a fine there. I'm not saying a suspension or anything. Maybe if you factor in what happened with the official, it changes a little, but who knows? The point is that hopefully that doesn't happen again, at least between them. Although, granted, with their history, in ARCA, they've had some great battles, and I can't wait to see those battles, ensue more in the Xfinity series in the future. But hopefully, with a little less of the, not necessarily the fighting, but regardless, that all out of the way. I hope you guys enjoy the race. I hope you guys enjoy the live stream as per usual. As the race gets going here shortly. Whew. Yeah, apparently there's a chance for more rain later. Hopefully, hopefully Mother Nature just fucks off. Like that's really all I could care about right now is just please Mother Nature, please leave NASCAR alone. That would be much appreciated. And yeah. Anywho, anyway, whew. So yeah, like I said before, the only driver coming for and he's already going to come from the back anyway because he didn't get to post qualifying lap. But AJ Allmendinger passed through penalty after the green flag drops due to failing inspection 3 times, and therefore so he'll already be behind obviously. But we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. There's a chance he will make it through and whatnot. Um, there's always that chance. But we'll see what happens. So therefore, oh, okay. So Chris Knight just said, now found some debris low in turn 3, so they're not going yet. So there's that. But they should be going soon. Whew. Of course, as always, make sure to like the video, subscribe, or like the stream, I should say. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. And also use code ANJJ for free shipping on orders of $20 or more at Circuit Diecast. That would all be much appreciated. Should be fun tonight, though. I mean, it's Martinsville. It's a short track. It's going to be interesting, especially with these drivers shifting. It feels like tonight might be a bit of a war of attrition in a sense. Because again, if you screw up your shift, something may happen to you, like what happened with Sam Mayer last night. Because on the restart before the last one, if you remember, what had happened was his shifter got knocked out of gear. So that's why he didn't go, or that's why he had a hard time going on the restart, which led to him getting turned into Noah Gragson and all that other stuff. Luckily, it didn't screw him over again on the last restart. But yeah, so shifting and whatnot, it's going to make this race, I think, a war of attrition. But yeah. So, anywho. This is going to be fun. I'll just say that much. This is going to be fun. Hope you'll enjoy. Ah, my neck. All right, come on. All right, so they're lining them up. I think, well, we're not going yet, but I think we're going to go in like a lap or in a moment or two. They're lining them up right now. I said earlier, Todd Gillan qualified 10th. He made it in the final round of qualifying, got the 10th spot. That's honestly impressive, if you ask me. He's obviously a Cup rookie. Some were wondering if he was already ready, if he was ready for the Cup Series, coming straight from trucks. So the decision there has been interesting, especially, with first row the last couple of years. John Hunter-Nemechek 2 years ago, Anthony Alfredo last year. Kind of, it feels like they rushed a couple guys up, and it might feel the same with Gillan. But regardless, him qualifying in the top 10 for this race at a short track like Martinsville, that is huge, because if he can stay up there, that will be big, obviously. Now, granted, pit strategy and things like that are going to come into play, and it's going to make things interesting. So he might not stay up there, but if he can still bring qualifying speed into the race, it could make things very interesting. Assuming he can make it to the end. Of course, the top 10 feels a little bit interesting in general because Eric Almirola is up there. Chris Buescher, Cole Custer. You have a few guys qualifying up in the top 10 that don't always do that, but it is, of course, obviously nice to see. Excuse me. And of course, this is the 75th anniversary of Martinsville's creation, essentially. NASCAR racing there. And it's awesome because it's one of the oldest tracks. I think it might actually be the oldest track on the current NASCAR circuit across all three series. So it is really awesome that NASCAR continues to race there, and hopefully it will continue to race there for years to come. I'd hope so, at least. Anywho, should be getting going here shortly. Should be getting here shortly, or getting going here shortly. I have to say, what I'm definitely wondering to see is, will we get a new winner? Will we get some, getting their first career win in that regard, or like, just a new winner on the season in general? But in particular, a new winner, just like in general, Bob Procris about 2 minutes ago says, "Can't say it won't rain, but optimistic looking at the radar. Just please, Mother Nature, just go away, please." So Davey Siegel just tweeted, overheard on the 42 teams radio at the end of the front stretch into turn one, it's still pretty wet. So right now, a lot of the pace laps are just trying to continue to get the track dried as much as possible before they can get going. So yeah, hopefully they can get going soon. I would agree with RFK Racing. This tweet, the anticipation for this start is real. Absolutely. Yeah. Should be getting going here soon. Hopefully. But anywho, I figure while we have a moment, I do want to make mention, Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs he broke the Leafs single season goal scoring record earlier in the week. Tonight, he hit 50 goals in his last 50 games and then proceeded to score goal number 51. The things you love to see. So yeah, Toronto. I mean, it's for their division. When it comes to the NHL right now, it's like you have Florida and then you have Toronto, Boston, and Tampa all pretty close in points. But then again, they can, if as long as they can keep up, or the other teams can keep up, and if Florida loses a couple of games, and by the way, John Tavares, he scored a goal himself as well in this game, but they're playing Montreal tonight, by the way. But in terms of the points and the standings, and whatnot, as we come to the end of this regular season, a lot of things can change. And if Florida loses a couple of games, and then Toronto and Boston and Tampa, keep win here and there, then it can they can all catch up, and it can definitely make things interesting going into the playoffs in terms of seeding and all this other fun stuff. Anywho, with all that being said, come on, guys, let's get this going here. Let's get going. All right. So, all right, they're coming down pit road to test pit road speeds. So I think we should be getting going here very shortly. Um, yeah. So, um, yeah. I, it, considering that we're like what seven or eight races into the season, and this is the first time that Mother Nature has really necessarily affected a race weekend. I mean, again, the Xfinity race yesterday was delayed a little bit due to rain. This race obviously delayed due to a combination of weather between rain, sleet, and a little bit of snow. Yes, it is fucking cold down there. Like it's April, Mother Nature. Come on, get it together. Um, but we haven't really had a lot of races so far this year affected by Mother Nature compared to the last couple of years where it felt like damn near every race was getting affected, which was annoying. So, yeah. So they're going to get lined back up here, and we should be getting back going. We should be getting going here pretty soon. All right, Chris Knight just said one to go at the line. I'm happy about this. Please, you be too. Oh, okay. Um, all right. So they're heading down the backstretch. Or no, they just came. All right. So one to go here. Um, as they come through turns 1 and 2, headed back down the backstretch. So that means the pace truck should be pulling off here momentarily. Here we go. Here we go. Green flag. Chase Elliott leads him across the line. Here we go. Night racing at Martinsville. They come through turns 1 and 2. Chase Elliott clearing away ahead of Eric Almirola. Cole Custer lines up in third. And yeah, it's basically everybody trying, for the most part, people trying to find a spot in line on the bottom and go from there. So Chase Elliott continues to lead here on lap 2 as they head down the backstretch into turn 3. Brad Keselowski trying to get around Kyle Larson on the bottom. Looks like he gets out ahead, and he's going to clear away as Kyle Busch now pulls up behind, looking to get around Kyle Larson here as Todd Gillan is behind them. And there goes AJ Allmendinger serving his pass-through penalty. As mentioned before, he failed inspection 3 times early in the week, which meant that he would not be able to post a qualifying lap and would have to serve a pass-through penalty on pit road to start at the start of the race. So therefore, Chase Elliott still in the lead, 4 laps in. Your top 10 right now is Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Cole Custer, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson. Keselowski and RFK Racing earlier this week lost their appeal for the penalty that they incurred a couple of races ago. So that's a big hindrance to them. you have to think at this point, if Keselowski, even though it's still relatively early in the season, you'd have to think that for Keselowski, he's at a point where you have to win if you want to make the playoffs, because points are not going to help you with that big of a penalty this early in the season. As they show Tyler Reddick and Mark Truex Jr. battling with Austin Dillon, Eric Jones, and Corey LaJoie behind them, as is the rest of the field from this point. Dillon and Truex Jr. side by side as they head down the straight. Elliot still in the lead here, 7 laps in, is now Cole Custer is going to look to try to get around his teammate, Eric Almirola, and William Byron slides in behind Custer, and Custer clears out ahead for second as Byron races side by side with Almirola down the front stretch, and he heads into turns 1 and 2, clear for third, and now Christopher Bell looks to take fourth, and does, from Almirola. So Almirola dropping a couple of spots already. A bunch of single file here at the moment, but it's early. You kind of come to expect that here at Martinsville. Anywho, so now Almirola getting a bit hounded here by Chris Buescher. Now Bubba Wallace, he gets by Chase Briscoe for the 18th spot. As you can see, Bubba's teammate Kurt Busch up ahead. There's AJ Allmendinger. He's at least 1 lap down after serving his pass through, but he is passing Eric Jones here. There's no competition caution tonight, I don't think. So you have to think either pit strategy, or whenever we get our first caution or something like that, something's going to have to give for Allmendinger to get his lap back, or unless he can somehow run Chase Elliott down. So that will be interesting. But Chase Elliott has over a 1 second lead over Cole Custer for the lead, with William Byron in third, Christopher Bell fourth, Eric Almirola fifth, Chris Buescher sixth, Kevin Harvick seventh, Brad Keselowski in eighth, Kyle Busch in ninth, and Kyle Larson in 10th. You have to think Chase Elliott looking to get his first win of 2022 and looking to get his first oval win in quite a while, actually. I said earlier, he's usually winning on road courses, but he hasn't won on an oval in a bit. So you had to think he's going to look to try to get an oval win at some point. And Todd Gillan currently sitting in 11th after qualifying 10th, as he's got all 3 Team Penske drivers, Blaney, Logano, and Cindric, behind him a little ways back. Gillan, of course, he has 2 Truck Series victories. He won the truck race at COTA last year, which was really awesome. And now Cindric looks to get under Ryan Blaney here for the 13th spot. And they're side by side going down the front stretch, heading into turn 1. Cindric clears him, and now Bowman slides in there to challenge Blaney for that next spot. And now Bowman gets it with Haley. Oh, he's not fully clear out. There we go. Okay, Bowman's now cleared ahead. Bo Wallace is currently being shown 18th as we see the bumper cam from Kurt Busch, who's in 17th. Allmendinger only 1 lap down after his past 2 penalties, so could be worse considering it is a short track and whatnot. William Byron, he's caught up towards Cole Custer, trying to get around him now. I have to say, not a fan of the paint scheme for Byron. It just kind of feels a whole lot of meh, but it is what it is, I guess. It is nice to see Custer still, running up in second after having qualified up in third, I believe. Both him and his SHR teammate, and 2 of his 3 SHR teammates, Almirola and Harvick, qualifying in the top 10, which is awesome. And you got Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell in a Yahoo paint scheme. Like, yes, Yahoo, the search engine. Yeah, that's impressive. I don't think anybody had that on their NASCAR, sponsorship bingo card for this year. That's quite interesting. But it's nice, and it's nice to see something different. Can't go wrong with a purple paint scheme. Just saying. um, but anywho, Brad Keselowski again with Keselowski, you have to think. Oh, hello, Darrell Waltrip will be returning to the Fox NASCAR booth for the Bristol dirt race next week. Waltrip, of course, making his return after retiring a couple years ago. You'd love to see it. And we have our first commercial break of the race so far. So there you go. Whew. But anywho, so I'll catch you back up to speed as soon as we get back to the live broadcast. Yeah. Hard to really say anything when you're on a commercial break, so there's that. But anywho, hopefully I can provide y'all with the entertainment and whatnot. But yeah, Bristol Dirt is the next race, and then after that, and then Talladega will be next. Bristol Dirt, I'm hoping Mother Nature doesn't screw Bristol Dirt over like that, like what happened last year. Because I really feel like this race can be good if done right and if done without influence and interference from Mother Nature itself herself. But yeah, it's like Bristol Dirt, it's like with Coda. Bristol Dirt can be a fun race. It can be a good race. You just have to take Mother Nature out of the equation, and hopefully that's what happens. Mother Nature doesn't show up. But we'll see. Mother Nature can be quite interesting, obviously. Anyway, waiting for this waiting for the broadcast. There we go. All right. We're at lap 29 of 80 here in stage 1, lap 29 of 400 in the overall race. Now lap 30, Chase Elliott still out in the lead by a pretty decent margin, almost 2 seconds over. Cole Custer second, William Byron third, Christopher Bell fourth, Eric Almirola fifth, Chris Buescher sixth, Kevin Harvick seventh, Brad Keselowski eighth, Kyle Larson ninth, and Kyle Busch in 10th. Todd Gillan, who qualified in the top 10 in 10th, has now is back in 14th for the moment. All right, can we get this graphic off the screen and get back to the race, please? That would be nice. Move along. Less graphics, more racing. That'd be great. Thank you. Elliot, again, still in the lead. But anyway, Chase Elliott, he's led every lap so far. William Byron still trying to get around Cole Custer at the moment. Team Hendrick Motorsports, the first team to lead 10,000 laps at a single track, and they have done that tonight here at Martinsville. You'll love to see it. But yeah, Cole Custer, he's still running up in second, which is nice. It's SHR last year, it was a weird year. It felt like everybody fell off. And this year they're getting better again, and it's really nice to see not only Cole Custer and Eric Almirola and Kevin Harvick all qualify in the top 10. The first two having qualified, in the top 5, but also to see Cole Custer still running up here in second. So AJ Allmendinger, if he wants to get his lap back, if he wants to be in the lucky dog position, should we get a caution, he's going to, oh, hello, there's Chase Elliott. He's going to have to pass some guys as Chase Elliott now looks to lap Todd Gillan, putting him a lap down and adding another driver that AJ Allmendinger will have to get around, as he's going to have a few drivers to get around if he wants to get back on the lead lap. And BJ McLeod is now down 2 laps, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Excuse me. Anyway, so as they show now, now Denny Hamlin in the Sport Clips car trying to get around Corey LaJoie with Daniel Suarez behind them in the GoPro car. I want to throw this out there. So NRF posted a really dumb tweet. He's another YouTuber on here. Great YouTube content, terrible Twitter takes. And a few NASCAR teams poked some fun at it, along with other users and whatnot. Started with RFK Racing, which was who the tweet was directed at, and then Trackhouse kind of got involved. iRacing got involved. A few other NASCAR teams and drivers and whatnot got on. It was some hilarious shit. It really was. And again, that's what you lend yourself to. When you say dumb shit, there's a chance you might get turned into a copy pasta. So there you go. Anyway, Austin Cindric being shown with his onboard camera running in 12th as the camera now goes back to William Byron, still trying to get around Cole Custer as he put some pressure on the back bumper, bumps him a couple times there. We're halfway through the first stage, by the way, lap 40 of 80 in the stage. And now Byron, he goes underneath and he takes second away from Cole Custer. And now Custer will have to deal with Christopher Bell trying to take third from him. Byron finally getting around Cole Custer after battling him for second for quite a while. And as for Chase Elliott, it's going to be interesting for him because he's coming up on some very tough cars to pass with guys like Stenhouse Jr., Harrison Burton, Corey LaJoie, Daniel Suarez, and Denny Hamlin. The next 5 cars he's going to have to pass and put a lap down. So it will be interesting to see what he does there. We got an onboard shot of Kevin Harvick here. Anywho, Kevin Harvick. I honestly hoped he was going to be able to run Denny Hamlin down at Richmond last week. Obviously, Mark Truex Jr. and William Byron played the fuel strategy game, more so with their tires, and the tires fell off enough to where they got caught up to, and Hamlin and Harvick got by him. But I was really hoping Harvick would catch Hamlin in those last couple of laps. That would have been pretty neat. But anyway, Chase Elliott passes Josh Bilicki to put him a lap down, and now he's got to go after Ricky Stenhouse Jr., simultaneously putting Cody Ware another lap down in the process. As he does so, now trying to get Stenhouse Jr. as Logano makes a pass on Kyle Busch. Now Austin Cindric sliding in underneath Kyle, trying to make a pass on him to put him another spot behind. As we are 35 laps to go in stage number 1. Back end shot of Austin Cindric's cars. He is now past Kyle Busch and has Alex Bowman behind him. As we get a little bit of a replay here, Truex Jr. and Ross Chastain make a little bit of contact. Hopefully, that won't screw up Chastain's tire there. Anywho, Elliott has now passed Ricky Stenhouse Jr. To put him a lap down as he now challenges the next car ahead. That car being Harrison Burton, by the way. Anywho. Chase Elliott up on the back bumper here of Harrison Burton. As you can see, Daniel Suarez up ahead looking to get by the lap car of J.J. Yaley. Eric Almirola being shown currently in 5th after starting 2nd. He's trying to get by Christopher Bell as they come up on some lap cars here. There's Josh Bilicki as an example. With this being Eric Almirola's retirement year, I wouldn't mind necessarily if he did get another win in his career, one last win potentially. Though if he doesn't, I've said it before, I will have been there to see his last career win in the Cup Series in person at my home track, my first time going, which is nice. Elliot has now put Harrison Burton a lap down, and now will set his sights, I believe, on Daniel Suarez with Denny Hamlin up ahead. As we are, okay, can we not with the graphics? Like, look, if you're gonna show graphics like this, at least make it side by side, similar with the ads, because like, bro, we're trying to watch the race here. Come on. But anyway, there we go. So we got 4 onboard shots: Harvick, Blaney, Cindric, and Kurt Busch, each making the way around the racetrack here. I was gonna say it before, but as my heater is turning on. But for Kevin Harvick, you have to wonder when he's gonna get his next win of his career. That'd be nice. Chase Elliott, he goes to pass Daniel Suarez up high, trying to put him a lap down. As we go FS1 side by side, because the race is on FS1. Daniel Suarez not giving Chase Elliott the bottom here as he tries to stay on the lead lap. And he's got BJ McLeod, who's already a lap down up ahead. So that will allow Suarez to get back clear of Elliott as McLeod went high and Elliott is now slided back in behind Suarez. So he loses a little bit of time there. But with a fast car, he should be able to make that little bit of ground up pretty quickly. And try to get back around Suarez again. Anyway, Kyle Larson gets passed here. Hard to say by who, as we are seeing the rear view cam. And now from what we do see from that, Alex Bowman's now passing his teammate Kyle Larson, or attempting to at least. And there goes Ryan Blaney. So Kyle Larson dropping some spots here. Not great. Now Kurt Busch is hounding him. And now Chase Elliott still on the back bumper of Daniel Suarez here, trying to put him a lap down. As now Eric Almirola is caught up to Christopher Bell, trying to get the 4th spot. And with Daniel Suarez holding Chase Elliott up, this allows second place William Byron to catch up and potentially try and challenge for the lead. So we'll have to see how long Suarez can hold him up, as Kyle Larson drops another spot to Kurt Busch. Now Larson in 14th. Stenhouse, there's Justin Haley. Him and Stenhouse Jr. side by side, as Elliott still behind Daniel Suarez right now, trying to get by Suarez and put him a lap down. Suarez not allowing him. Of course, ahead of them is Denny Hamlin, who's won at Martinsville a bunch of times, as now we go back full screen here for the race. Less than 30 laps to go in stage 1. Chase Elliott is your leader, and he is attempting to put Daniel Suarez lap down, with Denny Hamlin ahead of Suarez, and now Stenhouse Jr. back behind Elliott, trying to get his lap back. Your top 10 right now is Chase Elliott in the lead, William Byron 2nd, Cole Custer 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, Eric Almirola 5th, Chris Buescher 6th, Kevin Harvick 7th, Brad Keselowski 8th. I will give you 9th and 10th here in a moment once this graphic goes away. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. That would be much appreciated. Also make sure to check out last night's Xfinity Series race reaction. That was fun. And also make sure to check out the other content on the channel. Brad Keselowski is currently in 9th and Austin Cindric 10th. So 8th, 9th, and 10th held up by Oh, Elliot moved Suarez. Elliot gives Suarez a little bit of a tap. Hi, NASCAR YT. Elliot gives Suarez a little tap and puts him a lap down. But William Byron has caught up to his teammate. So we'll have to see what plays out here as we have 16 laps to go here in stage one. Because of Daniel Suarez holding up Chase Elliott and trying to keep himself from going a lap down, though he inevitably did, now that allows William Byron to catch his teammate and leader. And now Elliott's going to have to try to get around Denny Hamlin, who has Eric Jones ahead of him. So we'll have to see what happens here and see what games Hamlin might play. But you have to think he's not going to let Elliott by without a fight. And that will absolutely allow William Byron to try to catch him, to get even closer and potentially and then potentially pass him. So William Byron, about half a second behind leader Chase Elliott. Cole Custer over 4 seconds back at the moment. Hamlin holding Elliott off. So right now, Daniel Suarez is in the free pass position. But Hamlin holding Elliott off here, and Byron right behind them, looking to make his move here. Byron is closing the gap. He's less than 0.4. He's less than 0.4 of a second behind Elliott, and now less than 0.3 of a second. He is making up ground thanks to Hamlin and other cars ahead, holding Elliott back. As far as who I think is going to win, I picked Martin Truex Jr. in preseason. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. We'll see what happens there. Anyway. We are at lap 69. Well, now lap 70. So I was going to say nice, but no, I can't. 11 laps to go here in stage two. Byron about 0.3 of a second back of his teammate Chase Elliott, who is in the lead, with Denny Hamlin holding them up here at the moment. We've got Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, and Austin Cindric. The saved at the pump meme. That is already tired. That is already, no. Anyway, Byron less than 0.3 of a second behind his teammate Chase Elliott. Now less than 2 seconds. Now less than 2/10 of a second behind. Can William Byron get around Chase Elliott and try and steal the lead and the stage victory? We will see. He's about 0.2 of a second behind here. Custer about 4 seconds behind. So he's got a ways to go. So really, the end of this stage, barring a caution, is going to come down to Elliott and Byron for the stage victory. So we'll see here. Hamlin still holding up Elliott. Elliott giving Hamlin a little bit of a bump here as they now head into turn 3. Of course, these two have history here. And all that. Hamlin, it looks like Hamlin's going to try and get around Eric Jones here, and he will, or he's going to look to make the pass underneath to get around Eric Jones, which would then put Jones a lap down if Elliott can get around him. But with Hamlin and Jones side by side in front of Elliott and Byron, there we go. Eric Jones side by side with Chase Elliott. Oh, I thought there was a little bit of contact there. All right, Eric Jones. Elliott's passing him here, but Hamlin's still out ahead, so he's still on the lead lap. We'll see. See what happens here. 6 laps to go, coming to 5 to go here in stage 1. Chase Elliott still in the lead. William Byron in second. Byron actually lost a little bit of ground to Elliott after that. And now, Elliott underneath. I thought there was a little bit of contact. Hamlin comes back down. Can Hamlin hold him? Nope. Hamlin's not going to hold him off. Hamlin will not hold him off this time. But he's right behind Elliott. So we'll have to see what happens here. 4 laps to go here in stage 1. We got Logano. Okay, Logano Logano does take it 3 wide up the middle between Haley and Blaney. I thought he was going to take it 3 wide between Haley and Harvick. He almost did, but he did not in the end. As now Blaney tries to get around Joey Logano here. So Elliott at this moment with now 3 laps to go here in the stage. Elliott, I think, has the stage locked up at the moment, unless Hamlin finds a way to get back to him, but we're not seeing that at the moment. Now Elliott's trying to get around Michael McDowell, as we come to 2 laps to go here in stage 1, McDowell is 23rd, and he's got his teammate Todd Gillan in front of him. Hamlin falling back a bit from Elliot. All right, Elliot goes to the bottom. He's going to try to get around McDowell here, and side by side through the corner. 1 lap to go here in stage 1. McDowell has been lapped, and now Elliot will try to get around Todd Gilliland here before the end of the stage. If not, Michael McDowell will be the free pass here under the stage caution. And it does not look like Elliot will get around Gilliland here. And Hamlin all over the back bumper of McDowell, trying to get the free pass position from him, but he will not. And Chase Elliott takes the stage 1 victory here at Martinsville, dominating stage 1, leading all of the laps. So congrats to Chase Elliott there. Your top 10 in stage 1, Chase Elliott in the lead, William Byron 2nd, Cole Custer 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, Eric Almirola 5th, Kevin Harvick 6th, Ryan Blaney 7th, Joey Logano 8th, Austin Cindric 9th, and Kurt Busch in 10th. So, pretty good first stage. Again, Chase Elliott dominated it, but there was a little bit of a possibility of Hamlin potentially screwing things up for Elliott and allowing Byron to get around him. But unfortunately, Byron was not able to do that, and Elliott was able to not only maintain the lead, but also to inevitably put Hamlin a lap down. So therefore, Elliott walks out of stage 1 with the stage victory. Now, we'll have to see what happens here on pit road, especially considering pit strategy and penalties and things like that. It's going to make things quite interesting. So we'll have to see, but we'll get to that momentarily as we get back from the break. Anywho, but yeah, no, that was a pretty good first stage, I'd say. I mean, again, nice, good to see you back. While we are under this commercial break leading into the pit stops under the stage break, please make sure to drop a like on the video or on the stream, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads, and check out all the other content I've uploaded as of late. Especially last night's Xfinity Series race review. That was a lot of fun to do. I enjoyed that. That race was chaotic, especially towards the end. And then of course the whole Ty Gibbs Sam Mayer fight. Again, if you're gonna fight in NASCAR, take the fucking helmet off. Don't be a bitch. And as far as Ty Gibbs goes, if you feel like you want to dish it out, then you got to learn to take it. So, yeah. I'll leave it at that. Anywho, yeah, so I mean, I'd honestly say, Byron and Elliot, 2 best cars in that stage, obviously because they were 1-2, but especially, but just in general. So we'll have to see, of course, how the rest of the stage. So obviously we'll have to see how the rest of the race goes, and if that will continue to play out through the rest of the race. Anywho, RFK Racing still going with the previously mentioned NRF joke. Here we go. Pit stops happening now. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Should be interesting. Definitely do not want to get penalized on pit road at Martinsville. Because you don't want to lose that track position. You need to have the track position because it can be hard to pass here, with how small the track is. Anyway, Elliot gets off, and Elliot will lead them off pit road. Byron second, Bell third, Almirola fourth, Custer fifth, Logano sixth, Cindric seventh, Blaney eighth, Harvick ninth, and Bowman 10th. So now we await potential penalties. We shall see. So, not seeing anything on penalties as of yet, but I, of course, will let you know if there were any. If not, then, well, everybody did a good job. As we head back into commercial break here. And we do have a penalty. Cody Ware speeding. So, not really consequential necessarily, all things considered, but that at the moment looks to be the only penalty so far. But yeah. Oh, hello. Bob Pockris says Truex and Kyle Busch slight contact on pit road. Teammates, to be specific. So that should be interesting. Harvick says we can't lose 3 spots every time we pit. Of course, he's been outspoken regarding his pit crew this season, which kind of feels like a thing that he's been before, like in terms of calling out his pit crew. Like I feel like he's done that in the past, like more in more well known cases, I guess. I don't know. But either way, yeah, Kevin Harvick, your team, or Kevin Harvick's team, I should say, needs to get it together, I guess. Anywho, but yep, the Cody Ware penalty looks to be the only penalty under this set of pit stops at the moment. Yeah. Hello, good to see you. You look new, or if you are new, please make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. And I hope you enjoyed the stream. So thank you for coming. As we are back to the broadcast, okay, Jesus Christ, NASCAR racing on Easter Sunday. How do you feel about that? To be quite honest, like yes, it's at night. It's Bristol Dirt at night, so it makes it so it's not like during the day. It doesn't impact people being at church and whatever. And there we go. The broadcast confirms Darrell Waltrip will be back in the NASCAR booth at Bristol Dirt next weekend. Of course, he retired back in 2019. His last broadcast that he called was Sonoma, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be awesome to see him back in the Fox booth and to get to hear him deliver his classic line, boogity, boogity, boogity. that said, of course, Chase Elliott will lead them out here to the start finish line to start stage 2. Nobody stayed out, and as mentioned before, Cody Ware was the only driver to get a penalty under that set of pit stops. And damn, okay, Byron, did he just like not go on that restart? Because my God, yep, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, really appreciate it. All the likes and the subscriptions and all that stuff, it helps with a small channel like mine. But that did not. Yeah, R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. I saw that when I got home from work. That's why I added that in the thumbnail. Just tragic what happened, especially being at only 24 years old. Like, my God. But back to the race at the moment. Byron trying to hold off Cole Custer for second as Chase Elliott clear out in the lead. Byron just didn't look like he went on that restart. That or he did that to allow Elliot to, clear out to the lead. But I mean, still, good grief. Anywho, there actually was another penalty. I didn't see this from anybody until just now. But Bubba Wallace had a penalty for a crew member over the wall too soon under that set of pit stops. You hate to see it. But now Denny Hamlin currently is in only 23 cars are on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin's the first car 1 lap down at the moment. Anywho, showing Austin Dillon here in 10th, running behind Kevin Harvick. Your top 10 right now is Chase Elliott, William Byron, Cole Custer, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Eric Almirola, Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Kevin Harvick, and Austin Dillon. But for Bubba Wallace's team, with his pit crew specifically, I mean, they've had a bunch of mistakes this year. It honestly sucks because like Bubba, he can run really well. He just needs his pit crew to come through for him in times like that. Especially considering things have happened in recent weeks with with the pit crew and whatnot. So yeah. Anyway, Buescher and Kyle Busch racing for 15th here. Now Mark Truex Jr. trying to get around Chris Buescher here for the 16th spot. And he does. Ross Chastain behind them. And now Mark Truex Jr. slides in front of Chris Buescher as Chastain hits the bottom of the corner there to get around Buescher. Buescher needs to find a way to get to the bottom himself. Hamlin trying to get around Eric Jones. Him and Jones are the first 2 cars 1 lap down. So they, at the moment, are essentially battling for position to be the first car 1 lap down for when the next caution comes out, whether it be at the end of this stage or an incident or whatever. Anyway, he actually is in the position where he started the race, 25th that is. And it's actually interesting to see how Christopher Bell is the only JGR car that's actually doing well tonight, while the others are not, doing as well. Again, Hamlin's a lap down. Kyle Busch and Mark Truex Jr. are outside the top 10 at the moment, and things like that. But anyway, Chase Elliott building up a bit of a lead here once again. Eric Almirola currently running in 6th. That's what we are seeing. Again, going to be interesting to see how the rest of this race plays out. Part of me kind of feels like this might be a race where Elliott just straight up dominates the whole thing. But then again, I mean, it's Martinsville. Like anything's going to happen, wrecks and things. So, I mean, just look at the Xfinity Series race last night. That was chaos. So, we'll see. Byron's not falling back as much. He's only about 6 or 7 tenths of a second behind. So he's keeping ground, trying to not fall too far behind his teammate, and then potentially make a run at him for the lead, especially when Elliot gets around to catching lap cars. As we see, Kurt Busch is on board as he tries to get around Austin Dillon ahead of him here. Kurt Busch hasn't had the best of starts to his season. He's had some bad luck this year. He's running just outside the top 10 at the moment. It's currently sitting in 11th. You have to think a really good race for him. Oh, as he touches the curb, it gets a little bit loose there, but he corrects it. But he does lose a little bit of ground there to Austin Dillon. And now Kyle Larson makes the pass underneath him for the 11th spot. So there you go. Byron under 5 tenths of a second behind his teammate Chase Elliott and is catching up a little bit here, trying to run him down and take the lead, potentially take the lead from his teammate. We'll have to see what happens there. You have to think if Byron actually can catch Elliott, how is he going to be able to get around him? Byron certainly has a fast car, and there's a pretty good chance that he could. As there you go, Byron right now about 3 tenths of a second behind, and he's closing the gap. He's closing the gap to his teammate. We'll have to see what kind of move he tries to make here. There's the onboard shot of Larson looking to get by Kurt Busch after Kurt had touched the curb there in the previous corner. And he does, with Alex Bowman behind him. Larson hasn't really been dominant this year. I mean, especially compared to last year. You'd have to think he's going to hopefully... you have to think he's going to get a few wins this year and whatnot. But at the same time, it's just one of those things where it's not the same as last year, where he's not dominating as much as he was last year. But from one Hendrick driver to two others, William Byron still holding serve, running in second behind Chase Elliott, about 3 tenths of a second behind, trying to close that gap on his teammate and potentially take the lead from him to be the first driver to lead a lap other than Chase Elliott, who has led every lap up to this point. We are now lap 115 of the race, lap 35 of the stage, and Elliott has led every single one of them. Excuse me. They're showing them the hot dog stand inside the track. Apparently, they have ran out of hot dogs. As we go now to commercial break. Can't even go side by side. God damn it. Well then, you have to pay attention to Twitter here for the moment just to see if a pass for the lead is made. We shall see. Would be nice if they would put the, it would be nice if they would put, every commercial break on, side by side instead of going to full screen commercial and cutting away to other stuff. Like, come on, focus on the race, guys, please. Whether it's Fox or FS1. And again, NBC is, and NBCSN, the formerly known as NBCSN, they are guilty of this stuff too, but it doesn't seem like they do it nearly as bad or as often as Fox does. Like, Fox is they're just so keen on focusing on everything else other than the racing, and it just plain fucking sucks. Anywho, so again, We shall see what happens once we do get back to the race. But yeah, apparently Martinsville's ran out of hot dogs. You hate to see it. But anyway, you also hate to see not seeing the race because, there's a pretty good battle for the lead going on. And, yeah. So, the hell. But anyway, Eric Jones right now is apparently in the free pass position. All right, there we go. We're back, and they're showing hot dogs again. Guys, can we please just get back to actually showing the racing? Please? Please? That'd be nice. Please? Come on. There we go. Back to racing. Lap 43 of 100 here in stage 2, lap 123 of the race itself. And Byron's lost a bit of time to Chase Elliott. He's Byron back by about 0.5 of a second. But anyway, part of that sounds like having to do with lap traffic in a way. But anyway, Christopher Bell trying to get around Cole Custer for the 3rd spot, and Joey Logano is there in 5th, with Eric Almirola being between him and Ryan Blaney. Blaney having Austin Cindric behind him. So the Penske teammates somehow seemingly keeping together for the most part in this race. But Byron, he's fallen back a bit, but lap traffic will come into play. So, excuse me. So with said lap traffic, you'd have to think Byron will make another charge at Elliot pretty soon. Okay. Oops, message got distracted, but all right then. Anyway, so Byron's now falling back a bit. He's about 0.8 of a second behind the leader, Chase Elliott, and falling back further now to about 0.9 of a second, give or take. Again, with lap traffic, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and you'd have to think that, and you'd have to think that he will catch him, hopefully, if the lap cars decide to hold Elliot up. But anywho, Logano in the 5th spot, as we now see Martin Truex Jr. trying to get around Ross Chastain for the 16th spot with Chris Buescher behind him. Martin Truex Jr. Martinsville is one of his better tracks, and on top of that, it's a track he's won at a bunch of times. I picked him in preseason to win this race. Blue and yellow flag, that's basically used if you've got a lap car in front of a faster car. It basically tells the lap car, let him go by. That's basically about it. Anyway, Kyle Busch gets passed by Ross Chastain for the 15th spot, and now Kyle Busch will have his teammate Martin Truex Jr. to deal with. Earlier, they had a little bit of contact on pit road, as Martin Truex Jr. almost gets into Kyle here in the corner, but he backs off just enough, doesn't make contact, and now Truex Jr. is going to try and run him down to get that spot from him. We are past halfway through stage 2. We are at lap 132 overall, lap 52 of the stage. Out of 100 laps in stage 2, have to think there probably would be a pit stop somewhere under green, unless we get a caution. Christopher Bell running in the top 5 at the moment. But I said before, Byron was going to start catching Elliott again, and he's already taken that gap and cut it back down from about a second back down to about 0.5 of a second, and more. So again, lap traffic is a big deal here at Martinsville, and Byron, with a very fast car, is going to try to make another run at his teammate. We'll have to see if it works this time. As Elliott's now going to try to get around Corey LaJoie to put him another lap down, with Byron in the rear view at the moment. LaJoie lets him by here. Have to think, though, that the lap cars at some point, depending on situation, will potentially hold Elliot up, kind of like towards the end of stage one. But anywho, Byron does get around Corey LaJoie. Byron's about 5 or 6 tenths of a second back of his teammate, as Elliot now comes up on Bubba Wallace to try and put him a lap down. We'll have to see what happens here. We'll have to see if Elliot can get around Wallace here. But yeah, Bubba Wallace, he looked fast. He drove into the top 15 in stage one. He gets that penalty under the stage caution on pit road, and he's been stuck outside the top 20 since. You hate to see it, man. You really do. Elliot trying to get around Bubba Wallace. If you're William Byron, you're thinking, Bubba, please hold him up for me, so I can catch up to him. So I can catch up to my teammate here. Come on. Byron's got that gap under 5 tenths of a second here. Bubba not letting him go by easily. But Byron under 5 tenths of a second back, but he's got to try and keep making up that ground because Bubba can only hold Elliot up for so long before Elliot will get by him. Byron's got the gap back down to about 4 tenths of a second, and closing still now about BJ McLeod's still on the racetrack. Will this bring out a caution? Nope. All right, he makes it to pit road as the leaders went by. So no caution here. But now that actually also might have helped Byron out a little bit because, everybody going around McLeod, Elliot having to slow up, and now there's Michael McDowell. So Michael McDowell is going to go a lap down here, and now Byron, who's down to he had it back down to about a 3-second gap behind, or 3/10 of a second gap behind Elliot, now back down to about 4 or 5/10 of a second. So that gap relatively nullified, but Bubba Wallace is still out ahead of Elliot. So again, Wallace is going to hold him up as much as he can, potentially, before Elliot can get around him. We'll have to see how much longer that will go. Anywho, so McDowell makes a bit of contact. Or no, that's Todd Gillan. My apologies. Gillan made a bit of contact and got around Denny Hamlin there. And Elliot, Byron's now back down to about a 0.3 second gap. 3/10 of a second, that is. And now Logano trying to get around Christopher Bell here. If you're Bubba Wallace, you want to caution out right about now because you're only going to be able to hold up Elliot for so long before you get lapped. If you're Byron, you want Wallace holding Elliot up as much as possible. And if you're Elliot, you just want to get around him. Put another car lap down and put some more distance between you and your teammate. However, Byron has now gotten it down to about a 0.2 of a second gap, as Wallace is still out ahead of Elliot, as Byron got around another lap car, JJ Yaley, but now that gap's back down to under 0.3 of a second, or over 0.3 of a second. But once again, Byron's closing the gap again. And it would be pretty cool to see Byron win here tonight. And by the way, now they've got Brad Keselowski and Todd Gillan to deal with ahead of Bubba Wallace. Yes, Byron won the truck race, but if you remember a few years ago, I think might have been his rookie year. It was either his rookie or sophomore season in Cup. As now Bubba Wallace is going to try to get around Ty Dillon to put another car between him. Well, I mean, Ty Dillon's already a lap down, but anyway. But this will definitely help Byron out. But if you remember, Byron, he was running Martin Truex Jr. down late in a race at Martinsville. I think it was the playoff race a few years ago, either in his rookie season or his sophomore season. I can't remember. And I honestly, watching that race that night, I honestly thought Byron would potentially catch him. So it would be pretty cool to see Byron score the victory here. Why are we so fucking zoomed in on one of the corners? Like, why? Just show the action, please, specifically up in the lead. And we're going to commercial, aren't we? Seriously? 30 laps to go in stage 2, and you're going to go to commercial? Okay, never mind. Side by side. All right, we're good. But in all seriousness, though, can we get back to showing the lead here, please? That'd be nice. We got hard to tell who the hell we've got an onboard shot of. Or not onboard, but front bumper cam, I should say. It's right now, it's whoever the hell is behind Eric Almirola here. I mean, it's hard to say. It feels like the stage, so both stages so far have been kind of uneventful. But yeah. Martin Truex Jr. behind his teammate Kyle Busch, trying to get around him. Oh, so BJ McLeod, he had a flat left rear tire after contact with Brad Keselowski earlier, so that's why he had slowed down. I just happened to see that just now. But anyway, Elliot still out in front with 27 laps to go here in stage 1. William Byron trying to run him down. We've got bumper cam here, so of whoever's behind Christopher Bell. So, and they make a little bit of contact with Bell, just a little bit. Now trying to get around him here. Hard to tell who it is. I think we'll see here in a moment as that driver now passes Bell. Blaney. All right, so Blaney got around Bell for 5th. Byron's still trying to run Elliot down, although we're not seeing that at the moment. We'll probably see that when we get back to full screen. But anywho, 25 laps to go here in stage 2. I feel like the race is going to get a lot more ramped up as we get into stage 3 in a little bit. But the first 2 stages have been pretty calm for the most part, aside from that one little moment with BJ McLeod, as Logano now looks to try to get around Cole Custer for the 3rd spot. And he will do so relatively successfully. And now Blaney is going to try to get around Custer for 4th. And now we get back to full screen here, as Elliot has a 0.4 of a second lead on his teammate, William Byron, with Bubba Wallace still out ahead of Elliot, having not been able to put him a lap down yet. Whew. So, I mean, it's good for Bubba because it keeps him on the lead lap as he now runs up on Brad Keselowski and AJ Allmendinger battling for a spot. Although Allmendinger's already a lap down, Keselowski is, aside from Wallace, the last car on the lead lap. So second to last, actually, for the moment. But that said, Byron, if you're William Byron, you either have to hope Elliot makes a mistake here, or that you simply can catch him and make an actual move. Because like he's gotten within 0.2 seconds of his teammate. The problem is Byron hasn't been able to actually get to the back bumper of Elliot and actually make a pass or make an attempted pass on him. So that's what you got to do, man. Like again, as we get down, here in stage 2 with 20 laps to go in the stage, barring a caution or anything crazy, I think Elliot will probably win the stage. But the thing here is, if you're Byron, you've got to catch him and you've got to try and get around him within these last 20 laps or so. So, yeah. But anywho, 0.5 seconds ahead. That's the gap right now between Elliot and Byron for the lead. Byron still trying to run Elliot down as Elliot continues to try to put Bubba Wallace a lap down. Of course, with cars ahead of him. And for any hockey fans out there, the Toronto Maple Leafs defeat the Montreal Canadiens 3-2 and punch their ticket officially to the playoffs. I mean, there was no doubt they were going to get there. All things considered, because of how the Eastern Conference has been for the NHL this year, points wise and record wise and all that other fun stuff. But it's nice to see the Leafs now officially punch their ticket. And now it all comes down to seeding and points. So we'll see how that goes. But hit the mic again. God damn it. Don't want to do that because I don't want to screw this up. Anywho, moving on. Elliot up by 0.6 of a second on William Byron for the lead. As Christopher Bell is going to try and get to and get by Cole Custer for the 5th spot. And the ticker shows Wallace has been put a lap down. So now Elliot's going to have to try and go after Brad Keselowski. Anyway, that said, Harvick running 9th is being shown right now. Again, like I said before, there was only going to be so much Bubba could do to keep Elliot from lapping him. So now it's, unless we get a caution here in these final 13, 14 laps of the stage, and unless Elliot, is able to put Brad Keselowski and others a lap down, it looks to be that Bubba Wallace will be the free pass receiving driver entering the 3rd stage, but we'll see what happens. Anywho, no, maybe not. Hold on. If they would show who's in the lead real quick, that'd be great. Come on. Show us what's going on up front, please. I'm a Bowman fan. I'm glad you're showing him in 13th, but I'd like to see what's going on up front. As now Austin Dillon's caught the back bumper of Kevin Harvick here. Let's see if Austin Dillon can try and get around him. He's not going to get around him in that corner as we come to 10 to go in the stage. Now Dillon tries to make a move underneath. All right, we're actually still 11 laps to go, by the way. My apologies. It'll be 10 to go this time by, as Eric Almirola tries to get around Christopher Bell, while Austin Dillon does get around Kevin Harvick. And William Byron's now under 0.5 of a second back from his teammate Chase Elliott for the lead. With now 10 laps to go in the stage, can Byron make one last run at Chase Elliott before the stage ends and potentially take the lead? As Almirola tries to get back by Christopher Bell here. 9 laps to go in stage 2. Byron and his gap now going back down to about 0.5 of a second or so, closer to 6. Austin Dillon is going. He now gets by Austin Cindric for the 8th spot. So he is rolling right now. He's got some speed in there as we come to the end of the stage. And now it's going to look like he's going to try and go after Christopher Bell for 7th. Picking up positions, picking up potential stage points. You love to see it. Anyway, as they show the camera on both corners of the racetrack here. One of them showing action, the other isn't, which is weird. Don't know what you're doing there. But anyway, no, never mind. Bubba Wallace still has not been put a lap down. Chase Elliott still behind him as we hit 6 laps to go. But Byron has lost a bunch of time. He's now over a full second back. So I think at this point, I think Elliott has stage 2 locked up unless we get a caution here in these final laps. But we'll see what happens. I don't see it. And now Austin Dillon up on the back bumper of Christopher Bell. He moves him a little bit and he gets by. There you go. Austin Dillon takes another spot. He's now in 7th. Now Austin Cindric's going to try to get around Christopher Bell here. And now there's Kevin Harvick behind them. And Cindric makes the pass for 8th on Bell. 4 laps to go here in stage 1. And now Harvick up on the... Harvick got Bell a little bit loose off turn 2. Harvick looking underneath, but he's not going to get him there. 3 laps to go here in stage 1. In stage 2. Byron's got the gap back under a second, but again, I don't think he's going to catch him unless Elliot makes a massive mistake. Bubba Wallace, though, he is running 21st. He is still on the lead lap with now 2 laps to go in stage 2. Can he hold Elliot off and stay on the lead lap as now Austin Dillon tries to get around Eric Almirola for the 6th spot? So Austin Dillon finding a bunch of speed here late in the stage and picking up a bunch of spots. We'll have to see if he can run Cole Custer down. And now Elliot, 1 lap to go here in stage 2. He's led 178 laps, most laps led to start a race in his career, as he's got a train of cars up ahead. Wallace, Balicki, Keselowski, Harrison Burton above them. Daniel Suarez. Oh, Suarez moves Elliot. Can Suarez get around him? No, he will not. I mean, it wasn't for position. It was to get his lap back. But Elliot, he takes stage 2. But that was a daring move from Suarez. I'll say that much. So Chase Elliott has swept the stages here tonight. And Bubba Wallace, he stays on the lead lap. You love to see it. And again, look at this. Look at Suarez. He puts the bumper to him. Logano actually was catching up to Byron there at the end. But Suarez tried to get Elliot out of the way there to get his lap back. It was unsuccessful, but I do believe Suarez will be the free pass car under this caution, I think. But Chase Elliott takes stage 2, William Byron 2nd, Joey Logano 3rd, Ryan Blaney 4th, Cole Custer 5th, Austin Dillon 6th, Eric Almirola 7th, Austin Cindric 8th, Christopher Bell 9th, and Kevin Harvick in 10th. Now, mind you, any driver that has swept both stages so far this season hasn't fared well coming to the end of the race, especially early in the season, with the first few races. So it'll be interesting to see if Elliott can keep the speed going and potentially, sweep the entire race, or will shenanigans happen? Because it's Martinsville. Shenanigans are going to happen. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Joe Gibbs Racing. I mean, Christopher Bell, he's getting moved around a bit, but he's doing really well in this race. His teammates, not so fucking much. Hamlin's still a lap down, and he's not even going to be the lead. He's not even going to be the first car. He's not even going to be the first car 1 lap down here. As we just got an ad for SmackDown next Friday night advertising the Usos against RK Bro. If you watched SmackDown last night, Roman told the Usos to go win and unify the tag team titles. Bro, are they really going to end the brand split with Roman, Jay, and Jimmy winning everything? I mean, technically Naomi's a part of that too, because she's married to one of the Usos. And her and Sasha won the tag titles back at Mania. So they already have that. So they have the women's tag titles too. But anywho, we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I bet Elliot was probably a little confused on why Suarez was trying to move him like that. But, he's trying to get his lap back, bro. Like, obviously you would do the same thing too, Anywho. Excuse me. But yeah, no, this race has been Kyle Larson said over the radio, the 3 just took off there the last 10 laps. I don't know how he does that. Which was quite interesting. And but no, this race has been really tame so far. And it's actually kind of surprising, all things considered, especially for Martinsville, under Martinsville standards. But going into stage 3, I do have a feeling like it's going to get interesting. Especially if anybody makes a mistake here on pit road, because if you do and you fall to the back, granted, there's a lot of cars a lap down, so you're going to have to navigate that. But even still, even with that considered, it's going to be, it's going to be tough either way. So, but yeah, like I said, and Bob Pockers just said, radar looks good, so it doesn't look like we'll have any more weather issues for the rest of the night. Hopefully. But here we go. Cars coming down pit road. The lead lap cars coming down first, at least. Um, I do believe Suarez does get the free pass. I think I'll have uh to check that. But Jeff Gluck just said that the last time someone had such a dominant start at Martinsville, when you look at what Elliot's done today, is Darrell Waltrip leading the first 185 laps of the Virginia 500 back in April of 1980. And somebody else, a couple of other people I've seen have brought it up, is there's a possibility that, oh shit, we just saw a penalty. Cole Custer and his team lost a tire there. Oh, and William Byron beats Chase Elliott off pit road. Wow. Yeah, so that's a penalty for Custer. Let's see what the hell happened here. So he takes off. Oh, no, never mind. That wasn't Custer's tire. He hit it first. And then it bounced off Logano's car. Okay, so who did that come from? So I'm gonna have to check up on that real quick. Let's see what happened there. What in the hell happened? Do 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 do. Joey Logano told he doesn't have any damage from that tire. So that's actually our first lead change, because of because of Byron leading, or beating Elliott off pit road. But I'll let you know who that penalty. Um, let's see. Okay, so it was an uncontrolled tire from Custer. Alrighty then. And also Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got a speeding penalty. Um, but yeah, that's big for Custer. He's been running really good all day. So for that to happen, he's gonna have a hard time. We'll have to see. No, I'm not gonna say he's gonna have a hard time getting through the field. I mean that's what it's gonna feel like, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh my god, fuck these Dr. Pepper little sweet ads. Like Jesus Christ, man. Just no. I can't stand these ads. This is up there with some of the most annoying ads out there. Um, I don't know what you mean by that. Being the first race since the blue green duels, I don't know what you mean by that. If you mean with me streaming live reacting to a NASCAR race, it's the first one I've done since the Daytona 500. If that's what you meant, and I'll take it as that was what you meant. But anywho, um, huh. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. just tweeted, I honestly didn't know if I should reveal this because I found it hard to be true. Apparently, there used to be a Taco Bell under the grandstands in turn one. Okay. First night race since the Blue Green Deal. Okay, yeah, no. Fair enough. Yep, and you would be right. I wasn't sure what you meant there, but you are correct. But wow, that's actually interesting. There used to be a Taco Bell under the turn one grandstands at Martinsville. That's actually kind of funny considering that they are um you know, they are they're known for their hot dogs from the infield. So yeah. Anywho, So this third stage should be it should be interesting. Yep, James Martin, Chase fan here. Now which Chase, Elliot or Briscoe? I would assume Elliot, but either way. As we are back racing, hey, Tony Stewart. Love to see it. But this is going to be interesting going into stage 3. It's been like again, the first lead change we've had all day has been William Byron beating Chase Elliott off pit road. So we'll have to see what happens. As now Cole Custer drops to the back from that penalty. So how the hell did he? What the hell happened? Oh shit. Okay, so the tire changer basically he dropped when he dropped the tire to give it to the guy over the wall. It didn't roll that way, and it ended up in the next pit stall, and that's how the penalty happened. You hate to see it. But with that being said, as we enter stage 3, not only is it going to be interesting to see how Custer can get back up through the field if he has the speed to do that, through the rest of the race or through this stage, but also will the stage get any way, shape, or form potentially chaotic through the final stage? I would hope so. With that being said, as I've said before, please make sure to drop a like on the video or on the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. I would appreciate that. And also go check out all the other content I've uploaded as of recent. But William Byron takes the high line coming to the restart here as we begin. As we begin stage 3, teammates William Byron and Chase Elliott will lead him to the green. Here we go, stage 3 at Martinsville. And William Byron, he's still up high, but he's going to clear his teammate, William Byron. Or sorry, he's going to clear his teammate, Chase Elliott, with now Elliot and Logano battling for second behind him. You can see a little bit of a scuff mark there on the left-hand side of Logano's car in between the 22 from where that tire had hit him before. And now Elliot gets clear of Logano as Ryan Blaney now tries to battle his teammate here for the third spot. Thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate it. Again, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. Check out all the other content. I'd appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the race with me. Got a gaggle of cars back here, all battling for position. Some on the lead lap, some a lap down. As Byron's got a gap on that lead ahead of his teammate Chase Elliott. Byron leading his first laps of the race, and the only other driver to lead laps in this entire race because Chase Elliott has dominated the race so far. Holy fuck. Anyway, right now your top 10 is William Byron, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Austin Dillon, Christopher Bell, Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, Austin Cindric, and I couldn't tell who was in 10th because we're getting a replay here. Oh my God. So Ross Chastain locks the brakes up and gets into the back of Alex Bowman as everybody stacks up ahead of him. And then Chase Briscoe got to the back bumper of Chastain. Currently in 10th is Kyle Busch. So Byron trying to build a bit of a gap on his teammate Chase Elliott here as we see Chastain, Buescher, and Briscoe battling for position. Right now, Cole Custer is the first car on the lead, is the last car on the lead lap, I should say, as, Buescher and Chastain making a bit of contact going down the backstretch there. Do we have beef? I mean, it's kind of funny considering how, the last 2 nights we saw the argument, in the pits between, Haley Deegan and Lawless Allen, badass name, by the way. And we saw, obviously last night, Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs go at it. So we'll have to see. Do we get another fight tonight? And BJ McLeod, from his earlier issues, is unfortunately out of the race. Now Tyler Reddick trying to get around Ross Chastain for the 17th spot. Chastain, I'm wondering if Chastain's going to have a bit of a tire issue on that left rear from the contact with Buescher. I would hope not, but we shall see. But yeah, Ross definitely made some, I don't want to necessarily say significant, but some decent contact there with him and Briscoe. And, of course, also getting to the back bumper of Alex before. We are halfway through the race, or just past halfway, I should say. So far, again, it's been a relatively tame race, but it's stage 3. You have to think chaos is going to be coming. So we'll just have to see what happens when it does. Byron still out ahead of his teammate Chase Elliott by over 0.6 of a second, close to 0.7 of a second at the moment. Joey Logano third, Blaney fourth, Austin Dillon up in fifth. I would call, based on what we saw at the end of stage 2, I would call Austin Dillon a sleeper pick to win this thing if he can get around these 2 Hendricks and 2 Penske's. Obviously, we have, under 200 laps to go in the race, but still, there's still plenty of time. But that being said, if he can stay fast, stay up near the front, who the fuck knows what's going to happen? The rest of your top 10 right now: Bell, Almirola, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Austin Cindric, Harvick, Larson, Truex Jr., Bowman, Briscoe, Buescher, Reddick, Chastain, Keselowski, and Wallace make up the remainder of your top 20 as of right now. Yeah. So Byron, right now it's been the Hendrick show all race long. Again, Elliot has dominated the race so far, and now Byron's is now leading laps ahead of him. Although Elliot is running him down, or he's trying to at least. He's got the gap down under 0.5 of a second, or right about 0.5 of a second, I should say, with Logano about a full second back of him. So therefore, we'll have to see what happens there. Anywho, Elliot, again, I said earlier in the stream, it would be pretty cool to see William Byron win here. He had a shot to win, running down Martin Truex Jr. At this race, I think the playoff race a few years ago, but unfortunately could not get it done at the end. But there's always that chance, and if he can get it done tonight and get his second win of 2022, that would be really cool. And then Elliot, he's looking for his first win of 2022 and to become the 8th different driver to win this season so far. Shades of last year with a bunch of different winners before we even got a repeat winner. So there's that. But anywho, as they head down the backstretch here, lap 209 of 400 here in the race as we are in stage 3. William Byron, still a pretty decent gap over Chase Elliott at the moment with a pair of Penske cars behind them. Everybody pretty much single file from here on out. Custer hasn't moved up a ton since he had to start at the back due to that penalty under the previous caution. Anywho, lap 212 now as they head across the start-finish line here. I kind of hope I get to go to Martinsville someday. Not going to lie. Oh, looks like a couple of guys trying to get around Todd Gillan on the bottom there, as Kevin Harvick's got Kyle Larson behind him. The guy that won the championship last year, trying to get around the guy who could have won the championship in 2020 if things had gone his way. Too soon? Anyway, Larson has Martin Truex Jr. and his Larson's own teammate Alex Bowman behind him at the moment. We hit lap 214. We are watching the back bumper cam of Kevin Harvick now. There we go. Oh, Daniel Suarez just got lapped again there. So I was clearly wrong. He didn't get the free pass there, but wonder what's going on with Suarez here, because he seems a bit far back here, to be quite honest with you. Definitely surprised, if you ask me. Byron's still out in front, though. And we're going to commercial. Not even full screen, not even fucking side by side. It's a full screen fucking commercial. God damn it. Urgh. I hate when they do this. It's just. Urgh. But this race, I mean, it's been interesting. Like, there hasn't, like, with this next gen car, there just really hasn't been a lot of passing for the most part. Like there is passing, you can pass, but it feels like it's not as frequent as it maybe should be, all things considered. So there's that. But anyway. Yeah, it's from Chris Knight. Brett Griffin, one of the spotters, said, ain't nobody passing anyone. Yeah, that's pretty much the sentiment right now. We're gonna have to see what happens if we get some cautions and things like that. But yeah. Anyway. Wish I could be a little more entertaining, but it's hard to do that when I'm not seeing the race because of fucking full screen commercials. Even on FS1, Fox continues to do this bullshit. Yeah, NBC is better than Fox. I mean, NBC does have its own issues, and it is going to be interesting to see how the races are broadcast, considering NBCSN is gone, and races will either be shown on the main NBC broadcast channel, I should say, or on USA Network. But it probably will still be at least better than Fox, I would hope, because Fox is just like, guys, what are you doing? Like, get your shit together, please. And of course, I would join this with the sentiment that NASCAR does need to move on from Fox when they get around to the next TV deal. But anyway, I believe we're about to get back to live broadcast here. But yeah, no, this honestly feels like a lot. It really feels a lot like the 550 package that we had been stuck with, in recent years. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's exactly what this race feels like with how these cars are performing under, with the next gen car. And it's weird. It's really weird for a track like this. But you have to think that when we, come back here in the fall, NASCAR will make some adjustments. They'll figure some things out and go from there. But anyway, William Byron still in the lead, up 0.8 of a second on teammate Chase Elliott, almost 0.9 of a second as of right now. Joey Logano is in third, Blaney fourth, Austin Dillon fifth, Christopher Bell sixth. Excuse me, Eric Almirola seventh, Kurt Busch eighth, Kyle Busch ninth, and Austin Cindric 10th. Eric Jones is currently the first car one lap down, and BJ McLeod, due to issues early in the race, is the only car out of the race so far. Daniel Suarez, he's apparently 2 laps down, unfortunately. Don't know what the deal is there. We had seen him get lapped again before the previous commercial break. Sorry. Anyway. Anyway, moving along. Heater's turning on again. Brock Beard just tweeted out, that what this race reminds him of right now is the 2012 spring race. Just one caution in the first 245 laps with 5 start and parks, dropping out with brake issues long before that. Very calm race, even in the later stages, until David Rudiman stopped in turn 1. And then I think we all know what happened after that. 3 wide into turn 1 off the restart. Ryan Newman wins, all that fun stuff. But anywho, Byron's still out ahead of his teammate Elliot here. But yeah, no, the race has been meh. You'd have to hope that some sort of chaos is going to come eventually, hopefully. But no guarantees. Elliot, though, has not been able to get back to his teammate William Byron for that lead. Pretty much since the restart, basically. He's back by about 6th or 7/10 of a second here. Logano 3rd, Blaney 4th, Austin Dillon 5th, Bell 6th, Almirola 7th, Kurt Busch 8th, Kyle Busch 9th, and Austin Cindric in 10th. I think part of it might also be how cold it is down there. The cars don't like to run well when it comes to the cold temperatures. So that might be a part of it. But even still, like with the next gen car, it's just been weird, I guess. But anyway, they are coming up on lap traffic, so we'll have to see how Byron will navigate that and if that will cost him the lead in any sort of way. It didn't really do that to Elliot before because he was able to navigate lap traffic a bit better, but still. So we'll see what happens. Of course, lap traffic at a place like Martinsville can provide for some interesting results depending on what happens. Again, you can see that tire scuff mark on right in the middle of the 22 on the left-hand side of Joey Logano's car from that uncontrolled tire earlier on pit road, courtesy of Cole Custer's team. Anyway, Elliot's now gotten the gap to just under 0.6 of a second or so. He's closing it back down to about 0.5 of a second and more, give or take at the moment. As Elliot, he's trying to close that gap again. Yeah, it feels weird because like the next gen cars it opened up a lot of passing in like the first 6 races or so, but between Richmond and here it hasn't been as competitive, and I definitely think NASCAR is going to have to look into that. All things considered. Chris Knight just said, can't see out of the press box. The windows are fogged up. Damn. Damn. Anywho. Okay, why are we showing the booth here? Why? Come on, get back to the race, please. Come on. Come on. I want to see what the hell is happening on the track. God damn it. Come on. There we go. Oh, what? We're going to go to commercial again? Seriously? At least put it side by side. Please. 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 Are you fucking kidding? Full screen commercials again? Really? Cut the fucking crap with this shit, man. Why? Come on. Can we just like get back to the race, please? That'd be nice. That'd be like really great. But anywho, so yeah, I'll let you know what's going on as soon as we can get back to the race here. As we get off with, unfortunately, during get this whole fucking commercial fucking break here. What the fuck? Some dumbass in the crowd down at Martinsville is in the stands, and he's wearing shorts. in that cold weather. You idiot. Oh my God. Like, yeah, it's April and it shouldn't be this cold, but still, like, why the hell are you wearing shorts out there? My God, bro. Good Lord. Oh my God. That is just. All right, then. Oh, Chad Knaus actually called out the package being ran here tonight. Things you love to see. Good job, Chad. Being a Chad. Well, not a literal Chad. You get what I mean. But yeah, no, NASCAR really does need to figure something out here because the short track package with the Xfinity Series car, or not Xfinity Series car, as Daniel Suarez is pitting right now. But the short track package with the next gen car really just, it's just not working out the way that I think people thought it would. I mean, as we are now back to the race. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a combination of, freaking just the cold and the next gen car just not being all that great. That's not right. Oh, Jesus, Daniel. Oh, shit. Did Daniel make a little bit of contact with Elliot there? Oh, boy. It's hard to tell. Very hard to tell. Anyway. Oh, now Elliot actually has caught up to Byron. So now we might have a challenge. We may have a challenge for the lead here as Byron's going to look to try and pass Ty Gibbs here. Or not Ty Gibbs, you idiot. Todd Gillan, my bad. To put him a lap down here. With that said, though, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the stream, please make sure to drop a like on the video or on the stream. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams and things like that. As Byron's going to try to get around Todd Gillan, I really appreciate it. And now there's Cole Custer up ahead. He is on the lead lap, and he has not been able to climb up through the field after that pit road penalty. I mean, which, yeah, go figure, considering that it's been really hard to pass out here tonight. But still. But now Byron puts Gilliland between him and Elliot, so that will hold Chase off for a little bit. But Chase is trying to make a run at him to try and take that lead back, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Right now, your top 10 is Byron, Elliot, Logano, Blaney, Austin Dillon, Christopher Bell, Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, and Austin Cindric. That is your top 10. As we now see Ross Chastain trying to get around Alex Bowman for the 14th spot. And Chastain makes a bit of contact with the back bumper of Bowman. We'll see. We'll have to see what happens there. They got Martin Truex Jr. up ahead as well. Now, there we go. Byron's catching up to Custer here, trying to get around him. And if he does, then that means only the top 20 cars will be on the lead lap at that point. We have not had a pass for the lead on the track all night. Maybe Elliot can do it here. If he can get to Byron's back bumper and get around and get up to him with Custer up ahead, hopefully we'll have to see what happens. And then after that, after Custer, you have Denny Hamlin, who's already a lap down. He could potentially go down 2 laps, and that would be massively shocking, all things considered, because, hello. Suarez just went underneath Elliot there. Elliot left the door open for Suarez, so we'll have to see what happens. Maybe Suarez can catch Byron and try to get a lap back, I should say, because he's like 6 laps down. which you hate to see that for Suarez. It was awesome to see Ross Chastain get his first win of his career at COTA, but you have to hope that Suarez will get his first win at some point as well. But he seems to have some speed at the moment. So if Suarez can get to the back bumper of Byron, what will he do? Mind you, he tried to get his lap back from Elliot at the end of stage 1 and put the bumper to him as well. So maybe Suarez puts the bumper to Elliot or to Byron here as, Suarez and Byron side by side. Byron will let Suarez go, but now that does allow Elliot to significantly close the gap here through that corner, back down to about 0.3 of a second or so, close to 0.4 at the moment. But now Suarez is ahead of Byron here, getting a lap back. So he's now down to about 5 laps down, I believe, as Larson puts the bumper to Harvick a couple of times there, coming through and off the corner. Now Larson's going to try and take that spot from him. He gets underneath, and he's going to get around him. Of course, these two have a little history from Bristol last year in the playoff race, obviously. Byron now into the back bumper of Custer, trying to get around him as he's got Elliot behind him. And don't look now, but Joey Logano has now closed his own gap down to under a second. So now, with Custer going a lap down here, and Byron putting a little bit of space between him and Elliot, as now Elliot gets under Custer, Logano has closed the gap, and he's got Blaney behind him. So now we're starting to see these other cars get involved, in this battle for the lead. Granted, it's not going to matter unless you are able to make a pass. So we'll see. There's more lap cars ahead, and Denny Hamlin being one of them. He is the next car in line, and he would go 2 laps down upon being passed by Byron. So we will have to see here what happens, and if Hamlin will hold Byron up, will he let him go? What will he do here? Anyway, moving along. Let's see here. Right now, Elliot's back by about 6/10 of a second, close to 7/10, and Logano's back down by a second. As we see Bubba Wallace trying to get around Michael McDowell here. I saw something mentioned on Twitter. McDowell might have gotten into the side of Wallace earlier to make a pass, so you have to think maybe Bubba gets him back here a little bit. Oh, come on. Are we really about to go back to commercial again? You fuckers. Really? Really? And it's fucking full screen commercials. God damn it. All right, well, I will be right back. If that's what NASCAR wants to, or if that's what Fox wants to do, then I will be right back. Don't go away. Be right back. Oh, God, I make knees. Knees and fucking thighs. All right, I'm back. Still under commercial, of course, which fucking sucks. But anywho, I have returned. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, something's got to give at some point in this race. Like, this race cannot go green the entire way save for the 2 stage cautions. It just fucking can't. So yeah. Oh, hello. So of course we can't fucking see it because we're under commercial, but per Twitter, contact between Penske teammates as Logano overdrove trying to get under the 9, and he locked up the brakes. Blaney dives to his inside. I would agree with Chris Knight. Pretty odd Martinsville race. And Denny Hamlin is now 2 laps down. Anywho, moving along. Come on, can we get back to the race, please? Can we get back to the race? That'd be nice. Here we go. 123 laps to go. And now Byron's got Mcdowell. Jesus Christ, Allmendinger is loose in front of William Byron. My God. Wicked loose there. But Byron dealing with a bunch of cars ahead to try and get around and put them a lap or so down, depending on each driver's situation here. As now Logano battles Elliot for second, and this is what Byron would like to see, as Blaney's also behind them, because with Logano and Elliot and Blaney battling for position, that can allow Byron to build up his lead, of course, barring, the lap cars getting in the way, as they so often do. But we have 120 laps to go in this race. Logano has now cleared by Elliot, and he's obviously clear ahead of Blaney, as he now looks to get by the now 2 laps down Denny Hamlin. But with Byron putting that gap of cars behind him, he's now got an over a second and a half lead over Logano's second. You can see Logano put the bumper to Elliot. Elliot got moved up. That happened under commercial break. And then in the next corner, there goes Logano. He goes by. There you go. So, yeah. So a little bit of bumper action there. Probably the most, and then that's where he overdrove it a little bit. All right. Austin Dillon. Wow, Elliot's fallen all the way back to 5th now. As Austin Dillon has passed him for 4th. Austin Dillon's got some fucking speed in that car. He has really got some speed. All things considered, if he can keep that car up front, don't get any penalties, none of that other shit, he's already looking to be a factor. He might be a factor overall, like at the end of this race, if he can get up to the lead and challenge. We shall see. But now, because of those lap cars and because of Logano and Blaney and Elliot battling each other, Byron has almost a 2-second gap on Joey Logano for the lead, as Byron now gets by Corey LaJoie and is going to try and get by Todd Gillan to put him another lap down. And yeah. So Elliot, he went from 2nd all the way back now to 5th. So you have to think Logano getting into him a little bit and some of this other stuff, it might have impacted the car, the balance of the car and whatnot. So we'll have to see if we have to pit under green, if we get a caution or something, what may happen there. As Bell has now been passed by Chastain for the 11th spot. So Christopher Bell has fallen out of the top 10. And now Joey Logano coming up on the lap car of Corey LaJoie, trying to get around him. Austin Dillon running down Ryan Blaney here, trying to get by him for the 3rd spot. Again, if Austin, I don't know, man. I honestly wonder, can Austin Dillon potentially be a factor to win this race? I mean, it feels weird saying that, all things considered, but really since like about the last 10, 15 laps or so of stage 2, and now again here in stage 3, he has really turned it on. I think Austin's car is more built for the long run. And he's just going, man. He's really going. And so we'll see. We will definitely see. Also have to wonder when we might potentially get green flag pit stops, because at this point it feels like we will, unless there is a caution. Yeah. But anyway, Austin Dillon trying to get around. Oh, Kyle Busch. He's on pit road. I think we're getting some green flag pit stops here. Chris Knight literally just tweeted, I don't think anybody wants to pit first because they are afraid of a caution. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. are on pit road. So here we go. Green flag pit stops, boys and girls. Here we go. All right. Let's see everybody. Let's see what everybody does here. Specifically speaking, can everybody keep it together and don't get penalized? That's going to be the biggest thing here. Right now, wow, Byron. He just got by Alex Bowman. He's trying to get around Eric Jones. So now Alex Bowman's a lap down. The question is, if you're Byron, do you like all right, so now Justin Haley and Brad Keselowski on pit road. And notably, Joe Gibbs Racing took advantage of the clean pit road and used the new pit stop choreography that they came up with and put together and debuted last week. Is Martin Truex Jr. slow on? Oh, no. Oh, no. Truex Jr. is a flat right front. No. Oh, shit. That's going to basically take him out of this race, I think. That's definitely going to take him out of this one in terms of potentially even doing anything to win, let alone anything else. Jesus! Larson and Cindric had to go high to get around him. Cody Ware got stuck behind him. Harvick had to get around. And the thing is like that, he got a flat tire after pitting. After pitting. Like that feels really fucking weird. Like to see that happen. Just wow. But anyway, and Christopher Bell over the wall too soon penalty. Damn. Wow, it is all falling apart for the JGR guys. They pitted first and well, now you're fucked. Anyway, now Chase Elliott's on pit road. Buescher on pit road as well. Have to wonder when Byron will come down. And now Elliot's team experiencing some radio woes. Elliot can't hear his crew. If you want me to pit, wave the pit board sign. Well, he's pitting now. So we'll see. This is yeah. So now Bubba Wallace on pit road, Kurt Busch on pit road, Byron's still out there. That's a pass-through penalty for Christopher Bell, as mentioned before. Again, gotta wonder when Byron is going to pit, and when, and for some of these other guys, especially, who else maybe gets penalized. So that's definitely gonna be interesting. And Jeff Gluck just tweeted out a little bit ago. Here's what pisses me off about this snooze fest. I'm worried it's going to hurt the case for more short tracks, and that's bullshit because it's not the track. But when you look at Richmond/Martinsville the last 2 weeks, something about this car doesn't fit short track so far. Honestly, he's right. Something absolutely does not fit with these cars at these short tracks, and it's really weird. Like, and NASCAR, they're gonna look at it. Obviously, next week is Bristol Dirt, but it's a dirt race. It's not on the pavement, so it's going to be a little different. That's going to be its own monster in of itself. But NASCAR, you would definitely expect is going to look into this and see what they can do to rectify this issue as Josh Bilicki gets a speeding penalty. So add another penalty to that. But that being said, oh, there we go. Byron's down pit road now. So the leader surrenders the lead. Logano is on pit road as well, as is Austin Dillon. So now it looks like Ryan Blaney will assume the lead. I don't believe Blaney is pitted so far. Anywho, Kyle Larson speeding. Damn. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. So Kyle Larson with the speeding penalty there. Chastain's now up to second. Briscoe third. Although Chastain and Briscoe are now pitting. I don't believe Blaney has pitted yet. So although he's got Eric Almirola behind him now. So we'll see. Pockrass just said Truex is told no real answer on the tire. He is told it split in half. Damn. You hate to see that. You really do. And Corey LaJoie speeding. So the big ones here have been for Larson, Bell, Truex Jr. Big miscues. Excuse me. And yeah, so just but the Truex Jr. the right front tire, as Blaney's now on pit road, by the way. So Byron should be reassuming the lead here, but Truex told no real answer on the tire. He is told it split in half. How the fuck do you do that? That is yeah, that's interesting. That is quite interesting. But yeah. And also Eric Almirola, wow. Almirola fucking pushed Blaney through turns 1 and 2. My God. That damn. Alrighty then. So now Blaney's gonna come off pit road. As I said, Byron, he's back in the lead. Logano second, Austin Dillon third, as Austin Dillon is hounding Logano right now. Blaney fourth, Elliot fifth, Kyle Busch, and now Elliot's passed Blaney for fourth. Kyle Busch sixth, Kurt Busch seventh, Eric Almirola eighth, Eric Jones ninth, and well, now Ross Chastain's in ninth as he passes Jones for 10th. Harvick, Reddick, Hamlin, Cindric, Buescher, Briscoe, Bowman, and Wallace up to 18th. Keselowski is the first car, 1 lap down in 19th. Bell is in 20th, 1 lap down as well. Coming out of those pit stops. And we have about 90 laps to go here in stage 3. So with that set of green flag pit stops, you'd have to think maybe there's a chance we get another set of green flag stops before the race is done. Who knows? As we are going to commercial break. God damn it. But anywho, if you are new to the stream, if you are new to the channel, all of that, please make sure to drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future uploads. And yeah. And there, God damn it, we got a caution as we went to commercial break for debris. Damn it. Damn you, Fox. So caution for debris, the first natural caution of the day, or of the night, I should say. Well, alrighty then. That's gonna make things interesting. We'll have to see what happens. Brad Keselowski. Oh no! Oh, Daniel. Also under the caution, Denny Hamlin. Off the pace. Possible transmission failure. Oh my God. Wow. So it is really going to shit for the JGR guys. I mean, first Truex Jr. has the tire basically rip in half after pitting, no less. Then Christopher Bell gets a pit road penalty. And now fucking Denny Hamlin might have a possible transmission failure, and we got a debris caution. So Pockrass is saying the caution is for Hamlin. Wow, bro. Wow. 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 Hate to see it. At least Denny has his win, though. That's nice. But anyway, can we cut the commercials and get back to the race, please? That'd be nice. Anywho, there we go. We are back. Bubba Wallace said over the radio, "You're glued so close to the track and going so fast, there's no passing. I imagine this race has been boring." Elliot and okay. So Elliot and Elliot and Kyle Busch on pit road here. Harvick also back down pit road, among others. So strategy, things like that. So there a bunch of other cars also came down with them. Elliot, Kyle Busch, Harvick, Jones, Buescher, Bowman, Bubba Wallace. So now that's gonna definitely and Hamlin got a penalty, pitting too soon and speeding. Damn, Denny. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna matter if it is a possible transmission failure. But still, like that is just again, everything is going to shit for the JGR guys in this race. And that sucks because Martinsville is a track that JGR, if it's not Hendrick, JGR really does pretty well here too. Like, I just, yeah. Yeah, Bristol Dirt next weekend. That's going to be fun. That is, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Hamlin actually got pushed to his pit stall after stalling on pit road. So yeah, and then Talladega the week after. But it's we'll have to see what happens here now. Just this should get interesting. So right now, your running order is Byron, Logano, Austin Dillon, Blaney, Kurt Busch, Almirola, Chastain, Reddick, Cindric, and Briscoe. Kyle Busch, Elliott, Harvick, Jones, Buescher, Wallace, Bowman, Keselowski, Larson, and Custer making up the rest of your top 20. Essentially speaking, we're gonna have to see what happens with Denny. If he's still able to continue or not. Hopefully he can. But we'll have to see what happens here with the choose and what happens with the race moving forward. But this is certainly going to make things interesting moving forward. Anyway. Oh, okay. So it doesn't appear to be a complete failure for Denny because he's still on the racetrack, but still a mechanical issue nonetheless. But either way, let us see what will happen here as we we'll probably be coming here to the choose here shortly. Hope you all are enjoying the stream, of course. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams. I do want to mention, I think after the race tonight, I'm going to film a few diecast reviews. I just found Wave 12 this week. So I will film those and probably upload those tomorrow. And also, if you haven't checked it out already, go check out OBB, Original Big Bride's rant on the new Wave 13 of NASCAR Authentics. It's on the PTC mold. And if you don't know what that is, go check out his rant on Wave 12 of 2018 from a few years ago, because that rant will pretty much tell you what you need to know, because the PTC mold absolutely goddamn fucking sucks. I'll leave it at that. But anyway, go check out his channel. Go subscribe. He's a good buddy of mine. And he's an awesome content creator. He's the guy that inspired me to do NASCAR diecast reviews. And I'm still doing them. So yeah. So I'll have some diecast reviews up tomorrow. And I'm also working on the 1986 season for the Basketball Jam YouTube series. If you have not checked that out, please make sure you do so. I would really appreciate that. So Byron and Logano will take the bottom on the choose. Dylan and Blaney to the top. Kurt and Chastain will make up row 3. Reddick and Almirola row 4, and Cindric, Kyle Busch row 5. So Austin Dillon's going to be on the front row for this restart. This is going to be interesting because if he can keep that speed from earlier that he's been showing, uh, he could be a threat to win this thing. Granted, now that we've had our first natural caution, there's a chance that we could see more yeah. This is going to be fun. Pockris tweeted out, Hamlin asks how a top team can have a 30th place car. He says everyone sucks on some days. Hamlin notes he led 500 laps here last year, actually 379. Gabe Hart, I don't know what to tell you. It's frustrating. It is what it is. Restart. Byron and Dylan lead them through turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Dylan's still running side by side with Byron going into turns 3 and 4. Logano on the bottom. Kurt Busch is up here as well. Imagine if Kurt Busch got 23xi their second win, but still, it would be cool. Dylan's able to make it to the bottom. Byron clear out in the lead. Again, we'll have to see. With 79 laps to go, can Austin Dillon potentially steal a win tonight? That would actually be pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. Blaney and Kurt side by side. A little bit of contact here. A little bit of contact. If you're new to the stream, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I'd appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. We have 18 cars on the lead lap right now. Kyle Larson is the first car, 1 lap down to 19th. Well, you didn't miss a ton until we got our first natural caution of the race for Denny Hamlin. Possible mechanical issue for him. Cindric runs Chastain up a little bit, but now things are starting to get ramped up. Now that we've had our first natural caution, things are starting to get tight. We're at 77 laps to go in the race. Cindric getting side by side with Chastain, got a little loose, made some contact, a little more contact. Briscoe going to try to take it 3 wide into the corner. Oh, Cindric got caught up in the middle. A little bit of contact, and Kyle Busch gets away. Briscoe and Cindric making some contact. Come on. I need Cindric to finish well. He's my random fantasy pick. It was even Manager's random fantasy picks this week. I need him to do well, please. I have not done well in that lately. Please. Anyway, Reddick trying to make a pass on him here for position for the 10th spot. It's pretty close. Reddick's out ahead. Harvick got moved a little bit by Aaron Jones. Now contact between Elliot and Cindric as Reddick got by. Elliot on the bottom is going to look like he's going to try and get around Cindric here for the 11th spot, and he will. And now Austin gets under. All right, Austin gets back to the bottom. He's behind Elliot. He's got Jones behind him. Bubba Wallace back in the top 15. You love to see it. He's now in 14th after passing Harvick. And now Austin Dillon less than 0.4 of a second behind William Byron for the lead as they head into turns 3 and 4. Logano about a 1 1/4 second behind. Kurt Busch 4th, Ryan Blaney 5th, Almirola 6th, Chastain 7th, Kyle Busch 8th, Briscoe 9th, and Reddick 10th. With the Denny Hamlin caution and some of those guys pitting, it has changed things up a bunch in this race right now. With 72 laps to go, there's a chance we see more cautions. I think we will. And it's going to make things very interesting moving forward. Right now, Harvick looking to try to get around Buescher as he also blocks Larson. 71 to go here. Austin Dillon about half a second back from William Byron for the lead. Trying to run him down here. Austin Dillon's got speed in that car. Now that he is up front, he's with that speed. If he can get to Byron, if he can get to the lead, I think he might be able to maybe win this thing. I don't know. I don't want to say it right now because like we're just getting under 70 laps to go. And there's still so much race to go. So much lap, by the way, 69 laps to go. Nice. Had to throw that out there. But with that said, there's a chance for shenanigans. There's always a chance for shenanigans. All right. Anywho, we'll have to see what happens here. I'll have to see what happens. Anyway, I really do want to see Austin Dillon catch Byron and potentially take that lead from him. I think it's going to maybe involve some lap cars getting involved, but even still, the leader does, he can get around them. It's the question of how well Byron can get around them once he gets to them. But right now, Dillon's back by about 0.6 of a second or so. Logano about a second and 3/4 behind. Kurt Busch 4th, Blaney 5th, Almirola 6th, Chastain 7th, Kyle Busch 8th, Briscoe 9th, and Reddick in 10th. Elliott's 11th and Cindric in 12th. Elliot really has not been able to recover since he got battled by Blaney and Logano for second earlier on. He's fallen off a bit. Now, granted, he did pit under that caution after pitting under green flag conditions, but still, but even still, it's like he fell off before and he hasn't been able to get back up to them. But anyway, 65 laps now, 64 laps to go in this race. Byron, ever since he took the lead from Elliot off the restart, he has dominated the rest of the race so far. But Austin Dillon is trying to run him down, and if he can do that, God damn it, we are going to commercial. Okay, thank God we are going side by side. Thank you. I was going to say, do not go full screen commercial, please. But anyway, so Dillon trying to run Byron down here. Austin Dillon, that is, trying to run William Byron down. Can he do that with just over 60 laps to go? Still plenty of time for shenanigans. But yeah, no, this is going to be crazy. I really like, I don't want to say like, I don't want Byron to win because I think Byron winning again would be neat, but I really want to see Austin Dillon run him down and win this thing. And Austin Dillon, right, according to Davey Siegel, Austin Dillon's being told right now, way better long run car. If this thing goes green, we'll take him. That's what he's being told. Austin Dillon has shown tonight he's got a long run car as we now hit 60 laps to go. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens here, but this is going to be nuts, man. I have a feeling as these laps continue to wind down, as we get closer to the finish, there's going to be a chance of shenanigans. Guys are going to start roughing each other up even more, and it's going to lead to some cautions, and it's going to lead to some craziness. And I hope y'all stick around and enjoy it with me because, man, this is fun. But anyway, like, again, after the Hamlin, it's like once the Hamlin caution happened and we got the restart, the intensity just got ramped up. Like, it's like everybody's realizing, okay, we've got less than 100 laps to go. We've got to get going. We've got to get moving. We've got to get every position we can get. Teammates be damned. Other drivers be damned. Who cares? But anywho, right now, William Byron still out in front of Austin Dillon, holding on to that lead and trying to keep that lead as long as he can. But again, if Austin Dillon's got the long run car, if he can keep that car going, and if he can, essentially speaking, get to Byron and get around him. Because again, we still have not seen a green flag pass for the lead. The only lead change we've seen was William Byron winning the race off pit road from Chase Elliott at the end of stage 2. That's it. That's the only pass for the lead we've seen so far. Well, aside from under the green flag pit stops, that's different. But with that said, though, if we can get a green flag pass under, in this race, that would be nice. And it kind of looks like right now there's a chance Austin Dillon could do that. But with 55 laps to go here, coming to 54 laps to go, Byron now has a full 1 second gap and more on Austin Dillon for the lead. However, he's got lapped cars ahead of him. So we'll have to see how that will affect him and how that will affect Austin Dillon as he will try to get around him. Still 18 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Larson is the first car 1 lap down, and surprisingly, Brad Keselowski, who is the last car on the lead lap, is about 3 or so seconds back from his teammate Chris Buescher. So that is a little bit interesting if you ask me. Just a thought. But anyway, Harvick started 6th, finished 6th in stage 1, finished 10th in stage 2, and he's currently running in 16th. That's actually kind of funny, not gonna lie. But anyway. Byron, he's got a strong lead at the moment, but it's, let's be honest here. I do want to see another caution. I think we're going to get one. It's a question of when at this point. Partly if, but mostly when. But also, Austin Dillon, that long run speed is going to have to kick in soon if he doesn't want to get passed by Joey Logano for second. So, and yep, Denny Hamlin, he's still out there at the moment. You have to wonder if his car hold up for the rest of the race. We've already seen him bring out one caution due to his car having problems. So I don't know. Maybe the car holds up the rest of the race. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? We'll see. But anywho, right now, Austin Dillon back by about a 1.25 seconds or so, give or take, behind Byron for the lead. Logano, maybe about 2/10 of a second behind Dillon for second, I would say. 2-3 seconds behind, or 2-3 tenths of a second or so. And look, right there you go, right there, as they're weaving through lap traffic. Logano, he's caught up to the back of Austin Dillon, and there's Kurt Busch lurking in the background. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see here, but you have to think Logano's going to try it. If I'm Austin Dillon here, I'm not letting Logano go by easily. You rough him up if need. Use the lap cars as a pick here. If need be, door him. I mean, it's Joey Logano and Austin Dillon. Why not? But as they continue to battle here, and we're under 50 laps to go, this is the kind of thing that William Byron wants to see right now, because he does not want to see, Dillon or Logano or anybody else making up ground on him. And as long as they keep battling each other, that's what's going to happen. So we'll see. But Logano is going to try and get around Austin Dillon here probably pretty soon. Austin Dillon, though, not letting him by easily. You have to think Logano is going to probably take that bumper and shove it right into the back of Dillon's car when he gets the chance, if he gets the chance, that is. And there's also that big looming question: do we get another caution in this race? That will be quite interesting. Austin Dillon, 60 races since his last Cup Series win, which was Texas in July of 2020. Of course, his Tyler Reddick helped him out with that a little bit. Bubba Wallace, he's in the top 15. Like, he got into the top 15 earlier in the race. Then he had the pit road penalty back under the stage 1 caution at the end of the stage, that is. And it did, and then he fought to stay on the lead lap and prevent Chase Elliott from passing him, and he did. And now Wallace he's in the top 15, trying to get by Eric Jones. I think if everything stays together, he has a chance at a pretty darn good finish, and that's huge for Wallace considering the bad luck that he's had as of late. Even more notably is with his teammate Kurt Busch being in the top 5 right now. He's had some bad luck to start the year, so Kurt Busch getting a top 5 would be quite nice, to say the least. But anywho, Whoo, baby. Almost 40 laps to go left in this race. Definitely going to again. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get another caution. I don't know if we're going to get more green flag pit stops. Part of me feels like we might get more green flag pit stops at some point, I would think. But we have 40 laps to go. And Byron being in the lead, he's in a similar situation, kind of sort of to last week, where for Byron, he led late and then, but not pitting late. Him and Truex Jr. It cost him a bit because the tires fell off so much because they were on old tires to where he ended up losing the lead late to Denny Hamlin and then Kevin Harvick. So now you have to ask yourself, what do you do in this situation? As far as a potential green flag pit stop goes, do we get a caution? What is the strategy here for these guys? As I think we're about to go side by side again. Yes, we are. Okay, good. I was about to say, do not go full screen commercial, please. But anyway, right now it's Byron, Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain. God damn it. I was reading off the top 10 and then the ticker changed. Fuck. But anyway, we have 37 laps to go in this race. William Byron trying to get around the lap car of Josh Bilicki here. He put Corey LaJoie another lap down already. So we'll have to see what Byron does here. And if Bilicki holds... Oh, no, never mind. He's up beside Bilicki there. So he's going to get around him here. Again, can Austin Dillon catch back up to William Byron? You'd have to think with the lap cars will play a role in that. And do we get another caution? That's the other big thing here. You have to wonder, do we get another caution in this race? Because if we do, and we bunch the field back up, pit stops and things like that is going to play a factor, I would almost guarantee. So we'll see. Whoo, baby. Anywho. Dillon is starting to catch Byron again, as well as starting to pull away from Logano in general. Anywho, there you go. Kurt Busch getting around the lap car. Josh Bilicki with another lap car and Corey LaJoie up ahead. For Byron, it's his race to lose. And it's the same for Dillon, because if Dillon has the long run speed like he has shown so far, and he can most certainly run Byron down as long as he doesn't make any mistakes. For Byron, he just has to not make mistakes, and then he can potentially win this thing. But again, I have a feeling pit strategy will come into play late in the going of this race, assuming that it goes green flag racing all the way through. But we're coming to 30 laps to go in the race. Byron, Dillon, Logano, Kurt Busch making up your top four, as Logano trying to close the gap back to Dillon here. Blaney, Chastain, Almirola, Briscoe, Kyle Busch, and Reddick making up the rest of your top 10 as we go back to full screen racing here. Oh, hang on. We got to ad for the USFL, which kicks off next Saturday. Get that off the screen, please. I'd appreciate it, because I'm trying to see the racing here. Nothing against the rebirth of the USFL, but I'm trying to watch the race. So, come on, let's go. I got to provide the entertainment here. Anyway, Byron's got almost a 2-second gap on Austin Dillon for the lead. And now he's coming up on the lap car of JJ Yeley with another lap car of Michael McDowell up ahead. And now with more lap cars starting to appear here, you can see Denny Hamlin and Daniel Suarez up ahead. This is for guys like Dillon and Logano. This is your shot. You've got to run him down, run these guys down, and make better passes than William Byron. Make up more time to William Byron. That's how you're going to get him. So we'll see here. We'll see for sure. Anywho, Reddick and Elliot battling for the 10th spot here. Good to see Reddick in the top 10. It feels like he hasn't been up there all that much in this race, but It is good to see him in the top 10 right now, battling for that spot, trying to hold on to that spot and keep it from going back to Elliot. But we'll see. Ray Alfala, he responded to Gluck's tweet that I read earlier, saying Richmond has been garbage for years and it's freezing cold at Martinsville. Don't think previous car would have been much better. Dale Earnhardt Jr. promptly responds, "You are wrong." So we'll have to see how that goes. Maybe some Twitter beef. Doubt it. Anyway, 24 laps to go here in this race as Byron looks to get by Daniel Suarez here, who's already several laps down. Can he get it done? And can Austin Dillon and Joey Logano catch him here? And hell, I mean, look at both Suarez and and William Byron going by Todd Gillan here. So there's a few lapped cars between Byron and Austin Dillon at this point, but Dillon is closing the gap as Byron now has to deal with Suarez and Justin Haley in front of him. Dillon's getting that gap down to under 1.3 seconds as now Byron does get around Haley and he will get around Suarez. So now it's for Dillon and Logano to deal with those lap cars and try to get around them and make up that time to get back to Byron. But with all the lap cars, you have to wonder, if something happens, it could affect to one of these lappers. It could not only affect them, but it could affect these lead lap guys trying to battle for the lead, as Elliot now tries to get around Reddick for the 10th spot here, and he will surge ahead to do that with Cindric behind them in 12th. Austin Dillon back by about 1.7 seconds to Byron as we are now down to 20 laps to go. If we're going to get a caution, it's got to come soon. Part of me feels like Dillon might be able to run him down, especially depending on the lap cars and what they do. The other part of me is saying that this race is going to go green unless we manage to get a caution somehow. We'll see. We will definitely see. Reddick gets moved out of the way a little bit by Cindric there for the 11th spot with Eric Jones and Bubba Wallace now looking to get by Reddick for 12th and then subsequently 13th each. Jones side by side with Reddick here as Byron continues to lead. Byron now up over 2 seconds on the lead from Dillon. Dillon having to deal with Mcdowell and Suarez ahead of him being laps down. As Wallace has now passed Reddick for the 13th spot. So Jones and Wallace are climbing here. Bowman's now going to try to get around Reddick for the 14th spot, and he does. And now Harvick's behind them looking to make a pass for the now 15th spot. Excuse me. My apologies. And there you go. Bowman does get by him. Almost thought Harvick was going to make a little bit of contact there. Wallace gave a little bit of a bump to Jones, and Reddick got a little loose as well. Yeah, it definitely. And now Larson's going to try to get around Reddick here. Larson is a lap down though, so it won't be for position. But yeah, this feels like it's going to be William Byron's race to lose unless we get a caution here. So Denny Hamlin pulls out of the way. He lets Byron go by. Byron puts him another lap down, and it feels like Byron's going to have this one in the bag again. I don't know if we're getting green flag stops here. If we're going to get another pit stop, it's going to have to be under caution at this point. So you would have to wonder, does somebody make a mistake? Custer made a little bit of contact with Bell. He got loose off turn 4. Ooh, that was a bit close. Could have been something there, but it wasn't. Now Custer gets back to the back bumper of Bell. Could we have some caution ensuing beef here? We'll see. Custer behind Bell here. Custer trying to get back to the back bumper of Bell here as Allmendinger looks to try to get around Truex Jr. And now Kozlowski gets around his teammate, Busher here. Byron building up that gap to almost 3 seconds now with 11 laps to go, coming to the final 10 laps to go. Yeah, this is Byron's race to lose at this rate. Unless something happens, I think Byron's got this in the bag, man. I think this race is pretty much toast. This race has been more like the truck race, where that was kind of meh, instead of like the Xfinity race, which was more chaos. But anyway, Austin Dillon getting around the lap car of Josh Bilicki here. 9 laps to go in this race. I don't think Dillon's catching him at this point. It's either caution or Byron wins this thing, unless something happens to Byron. That's the other thing too, is, something crazy could happen. Byron could have a problem. He could get loose in a corner or whatever. Who knows? But 8 laps to go now. Byron, he's got it locked up. Byron has this race locked up unless something absolutely happens. And I just do not see it right now. But 8 laps to go at Martinsville, almost 7 laps to go. Blaney Blaney, couple of shots to the back bumper of Kurt Busch. 7 laps to go now. Could this be the caution ensuing beef? Maybe, maybe not. Caution is out. We do have a caution. With 7 laps to go. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. There's the caution we were looking for. So what the hell happened? And Todd Gillan smacks the wall. Locks up the brakes. Smacks the wall. Well, there you go. Whoo, baby. All right. So now this is going to get interesting. So there are 18 cars on the lead lap right now. Larson will get the free pass to be the 19th car on the lead lap. So now, with this race potentially going to overtime, depends on how many laps left they will have. Now you have to ask yourself, do you pit or do you stay out? If you are the lead, like if Byron does go down pit road, then who does he take with him? That's the question, because some people might, it depends. It really all depends. We'll see. Oh boy. All right, so let's see. I think this is going to be where some people might choose what they're going to do. Ooh, Byron. Okay. Well, it looked like some people were going to pit. Kyle Busch does. As does Eric Jones and Alex Bowman and Kevin Harvick. And both of the RFK cars. So, yeah, Wallace did stay out. So, it looked like Byron might go down. It honestly looked like Austin Dillon was going to go down too, but they did not. So now, okay, this is about to get interesting. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, this is this is gonna be interesting, man. And again, yeah. So as I said, Kyle Larson, he will get the free pass here. This is gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what everybody takes coming to the choose line here. Not yet, because you have some of the lap down cars pitting here. Yeah, we're going to overtime, boys and girls. We are going to NASCAR overtime. Can William Byron win this race? Can Austin Dillon? Because this is what Austin needed. At this point, he wasn't going to catch Byron. So at this point now, This is about to get chaotic as fuck because we know Austin Dillon can get aggressive. Byron's going to have to get aggressive to hold his lead. You have the king of being aggressive and Joey Logano behind them. And then look at some of the guys behind them. Kurt Busch, Blaney, Chastain, Almirola, Briscoe. Bubba Wallace is sitting just outside the top 10 at the moment. Like, this is about to get wild. Oh boy. This is going to get nuts. And if you are new here, as my freaking heater turns on, if you are new here, make sure to drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams. And yeah, let's enjoy this. And hey, we've had argument after the truck race between Deegan and Lawless Allen. We had a fight last night between Mayer and Gibbs. What are we going to get after this race tonight? Because you got to think something's going to happen. And speaking of, they're showing what happened in the Xfinity race last night, right here again. The whole Mayer Gibbs thing. This was so much fun. This was so much fun to watch. Like, I waited to do my race review. If you haven't checked it out already, please do. But I waited to do my Xfinity Series race review last night, wondering if we were going to see a fight between Gibbs and Mayer, and we indeed did. Look at that. That's again, Gibbs, you a pussy, man. You got to take your helmet. You got to fucking take your helmet off, dude. If you're going to get into a fight with somebody, take your goddamn helmet off, you idiot. And also, take what you dish out, because, yeah, you'll get it back. But yeah, no, look at this. Look at this top 10 right now. Byron, Austin Dillon, Logano, Kurt Busch, Blaney, Chastain, Almirola, Briscoe, Elliot, Cindric. Wallace is in 11th. Reddick, Kyle Busch, Bowman, Buescher, Jones, Keselowski, Harvick, Larson. That's everybody that's on the lead lap, by the way. 19 cars to be exact. Yeah, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be nuts. And okay, Austin. Oh, Dillon took the bottom lane behind Byron on the choose. Logano will be on the front row. Blaney behind him. Kurt Chastain, Almirola, Elliott, Briscoe. Who's going to be all right? And then Briscoe and Reddick. So, okay, Austin Dillon. If Dillon gets a good restart here, he's going to put the bumper to Byron, move him out of the way, and take that lead. So, let's see. Let the chaos commence. This is going to be fun. All right. Can William Byron hold off the competition to grab this win? Can Austin Dillon take it from him? Can Joey Logano take it from him? Will somebody else take it from him? Let's see. Here we go. Coming off turn 4, coming to the restart. And green flag. Dillon, what are you doing? Here we go. Green flag. Briscoe or Byron and Logano lead them off. Somebody is stopped at the exit of pit road. The fuck? All right, Byron got clear out ahead. Yeah, no, that was not a great restart. And Byron will take the white flag. So now it's all going to come down to this. Can Byron hold off Joey Logano? Oh, Logano's already put the bumper to him. Can Logano get to Byron? I don't think he will. Last corner. Logano's not going to get there. William Byron wins at Martinsville. William Byron wins at Martinsville. Holy crap. Logano second, Dillon third, Blaney fourth, Chastain fifth, Kurt Busch sixth, Kyle Busch seventh. Congratulations, William Byron. He gets the job done at Martinsville. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. You love to see it. Not to mention, Byron gets his second win of the season. He gets his second win of the season and becomes the first repeat winner of 2022. You love to see it. And that's huge for Byron. That is huge for him to get multiple wins this year. I said that regarding Bowman last year. He got a bunch of wins. I said the same thing going into last season for a guy like Ryan Blaney, and he ended up pulling a few wins off. Huge congratulations to William Byron on the W. I honestly thought Logano was going to get him in the bumper, get him loose, maybe spin him out. Didn't happen. Don't know what the hell Austin Dillon was doing on that restart. That it looked like he was getting out of line, then he got back in line. That was weird. But anyway, congratulations, William Byron, on the win. That was awesome. Wow. But at the same time, though, something definitely needs to be done regarding this short track package, because that is easily one of the worst races we've seen at Martinsville, possibly the worst race that we've seen at Martinsville in the Cup Series in quite a while. But that's a big night. And Almirola got a top 10. He finished 8th. Briscoe finished 9th. Elliot 10th. Cindric finished 11th. I actually had a guy finish well in Steel Vendor's random fantasy picks. Thank you. Fucking thank you. And Wallace fell back to 16th. Dang. Yeah, there you go. But it was a race. It was what it was. Although, let's be honest here, though. JGR fucking shit the bed this week. They absolutely did. And yeah, there's not really much else to say here. Yeah. Anyway. So, with all of that being said, I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for coming out and joining the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, I'm going to have some diecast reviews up tomorrow. Other content will come up later in the week, hopefully. So, with all that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to use code ANJJ for free shipping on orders of $20 or more at Circuit Diecast. And I'll catch you all next time. Peace.